We be live. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Maybe actually shouldn't be starting up with such an upbeat. Yeah. Actually, that was not the right tone. I take it back. I take all of that back. We're talking about massacres, so I shouldn't be. Yeah, sorry. Let's do this again. Okay. We be live. Shalom, shalom. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Like the stream. Let me make sure. Tell me if you have my audio. Tell me if you guys know what the hell is happening in Syria. There's so many events, so many new things, new chapters in the Syrian history just happened in the last week or so. We have the massacre between the pro-regime forces and the Alawites. We have the northeast, the SDF, the Kurdish groups. Possibly that part is actually looking good. They might be integrating with the rest of the regime. We'll talk about that part. We have Israeli forces bombarding other areas within Syria. We have the Druze in the south. We have the ISIS camp. Actually, that's a good part. That seems to be more secure now, given that the SDF, the security of the camp is now a little bit more guaranteed, given that the SDF is folding and integrating with the rest of the Syrian government. We'll talk about the justification of Israel being in Syria, or is there justification? Is there no justification? Sorry, I hit the keyboard. We will talk about, but most importantly, we'll talk about the massacre or genocide. Actually, yeah, it is, guys. It is genocide, isn't it? Like, this is actual genocide. Yeah, it is genocide. They're being targeted based on their identity, based on their minority status. This is genocide. This is not just a massacre. This is a genocide of, I mean, I don't know. I know more than 1,000 people have died. I don't know how many of them were from the Alawite side. Anyways, let me see what you guys are. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being here, guys. We're gonna do this together. I'm gonna. Susanna has went in and found me all the information, all the people that are talking about this, and we're gonna be analyzing them. We're gonna be doing this together. We're gonna go over everything, over what just happened in the past few days in Syria. We're gonna look at the videos, and we're also gonna watch the amount of disgusting hate and the amazing culture that comes from the Middle East when it comes to revenge, the desire for revenge and the desire for killing civilians. And I just want to display some of that here from both sides. Okay, this is not like from the Alawite side and the anti-Alawite side or whatever. It's just like I'm just going to demonstrate the superiority of their culture. I'm not being serious here, YouTube, and their desire for shedding blood. And I'm just like, yeah, all cultures are equal. This is fantastic. Let's just watch this. Like we should respect other people's culture. And then when I show you that, like, just ask yourself, like, yeah, we want. I wonder if I want more of that in Europe or if I want less of that in Europe. I will show you. And by the way, a lot of this is from Syrians in Europe. A lot of the videos that Susanna has dug up for me to show you guys, it's absolutely vile and disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And I will show you with that. Show you all of that. Okay. So, by the way, somebody in the chat is saying no Jews, no news. I think, yeah, I mean, this is big news. I mean, I do see coverage of it a lot, but you're right to say that if this was Jew related, people would have been way more all over this, way more. You're right, the anti-Semitism is showing here. I don't see all these pro-Palestinian people. I mean, these are Arabs dying, and I don't see them right now anywhere talking about this massacre in the same way they talk about Palestinians dying. I don't understand what is it about Palestinian lives that seems to matter more than other Muslims and other Arabs? Is it because you have Jews on one side and this is your anti-Semitism showing? I think this is your anti-Semitism showing. Yeah. Anyways, let's go should we start with Jolani's statement about what just happened? Let me actually, for people who have no idea what we're even talking about or what just happened, let me just read a summary so that we're all on the same page, and then we go through all of these vile and disgusting videos. Like maybe I should even start with this one. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this lady is going to, but before, oh my god, okay, never mind. Let me just read you a summary of what just happened, and then I will show you some of these videos. Okay. In early March 2025, basically just recently, Syria experienced a surge in sectarian violence, resulting in the deaths of over 1,000 people, primarily civilians. And guys, when we are actually not, when I read the summary, let me add my own 2 cents in the middle, based on everything I've seen. When we're saying primarily civilians, civilians have not been caught up in the crossfire. This is not like soldiers fighting and the civilians were in the way. They went for the civilians. They went for the civilians. Both sides did this. And I know a lot of people are trying to act like this was a one-sided thing. Like the pro Jolani, pro HTS, pro Ahmed, his name Ahmed Shara, Ahmed al Shara. Yeah, I still know him by Jolani. Okay, the name change is not comfortable. Anyway, they went and killed civilians, and a lot of people are talking about how many Alawites are being unjustifiably killed, and that's true. It's actually, it's horrible. Like if you actually look at the videos, point blank killing civilians, killing children in front of their mother. Like those are the things right now that are coming, like point blank in front of their mother. And I have a lot of these videos. I can't show them on YouTube right now to you guys. And justifiably, a lot of people are talking about how the Alawites are being oppressed right now in Syria. However, they don't also add the fact that the Alawites, not the Alawites, I shouldn't generalize, the pro-Assad forces who happen to be Alawites. I don't want to condemn the entire Alawite people. A lot of them, like most of them have nothing to do with this, right? But they started it. But for people who don't know, the Alawites are the minority who are semi-Shia. People say they're not Shia, but the Iranian regime considers them to be Shia. And basically they're a minority. However, during Assad times, they were a powerful minority because Assad was one of them. And a lot of the death and torture and mass murder of Syrian people under the Assad regime is blamed on the Alawites as a whole, because a lot of them, not most of them, but a lot of them were taking part in the killing of Syrian people. And a lot of them were very powerful. They benefited from the Assad being in power. So they're very, 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 very much hated. Like when I say hated in Syria, that's an understatement. Like there are a lot of mothers and fathers who lost their children, and so the person on their side that killed their children, or their father, or their mother, or their brother, or their sister, or their loved ones was an Alawite. Okay, so when I say the Alawites are hated by many people in Syria, again, when I say many, I'm not talking majority. Okay, I don't have the exact numbers, but it's a lot. The hate there, the disgust there is it's very difficult to manage, right? So we have more than 1,000 people killed, primarily civilians. And remember, guys, for example, it's amazing how this doesn't get as much attention as Gaza. The people who die in Gaza, the civilians were not targeted by Israel. All right, the civilians were being used as human shields. The Israeli government was trying. There's no benefit for the Israeli government to kill civilians in Gaza, right? So, but they talk about that. But here we have a situation where the people on both sides went and directly killed civilians on purpose, and it's not getting nearly as much attention. But it is getting attention. Like, let's say, like, it is getting attention, but not nearly as much. Okay, I don't want to exaggerate and say like nobody's talking about this. They are talking about it. All right, so the unrest began when pro-Assad gunmen ambushed security forces near. I know, like, I wish I had the Arabic versions of these. It would be easier for me to read. But yeah, Latakia. I know that's how it's pronounced in English, but because I'm following English news, but if the Arabs in the chat can tell me how it's pronounced in Arabic, right? Latakia, by the way, is for people, don't get confused, because a lot of these places names are a name of a province, but it's also the name of a city in that province as well. So we have to be clear whether we're talking about the province or we're talking about the city. Okay, near Latakia, leading to clashes that escalated into widespread violence, particularly targeting the Alawite minority associated with former President Bashar al-Assad. This marked the deadliest period since Assad's ousting in December 2024, with reports indicating that entire families were killed and many residents were forced to flee their homes. By the way, guys, as horrible as this is, as high as the numbers are, there are a lot of exaggerations as well, okay? And there's a lot of misreporting, and we're going to try to figure out which one is true and which one is not. But there's a lot of shit information right now online. A lot of people who are assumed to be killed, reported to be killed. They came out like, actually, we're not dead. We're still here. Like, what? Who like, I didn't know somebody killed us, right? And also, guys, I know. A lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, especially given that we have built some people who are following us who are not Christian. But what I've noticed, and then I went to check to see if it's true, and it is true. The Christians are constantly trying to be the main victims in whatever happens. A couple of Christians died, to be fair, like, and it's a tragedy, but the Christians out there are going out there and acting, saying that as if hundreds and thousands of Christians have been targeted, and they keep saying, and this was mostly Alawites were targeted, not Christians, but the Christians around the world. I mean, not the Christians in Syria, to be fair. The Christians in Syria are not doing this. But the Christians around the world, they are desperate to be the main victims at all times. And they're like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I think like, and this is actually very harmful to Christians, because now that I think it does, if you like, I mean, this is, I don't want to dismiss how important this is. A couple of Christians have died, and every single one of them is a huge tragedy. But when you go out there and be like, oh my God, this is massacre on Christians, thousands of Christians have died, then those couple of Christians who once we notice that no, it's actually not thousands, it's made the Alawites are dying mostly, it's not the Christians, then people are going to take less seriously those very Christians who have died. Like, what the hell is this? What is this? Like, Christians are, I think, because it's within the religion that all Christians are always harmed, we're the martyrs, we're the victims. They're constantly chasing a victimhood narrative. Like, this is, Christianity is the victim chasing religion before wokeism. I think wokeism actually learned this from Christianity. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah. So woke. So when it's interesting how Christians a lot of times criticize the woke justifiably for constantly acting like they're the main victims in everything, but it's very rich. This coming from the religion of Christianity. I mean, they consider themselves to be on the right side of the history because the sign of that, it being that they're oppressed. So they're constantly chasing this victimhood narrative. And again, I don't want to act like the Christians in Syria, those ones who have died, are not the victims. They are the victims. But also in Syria, there are many Christians who actually like this new government, who support this new government, okay, of Jolani al-Shara. Anyways, let's continue. Wait, where was I? Okay. Yes, this marked the deadliest period since Assad's ousting in December 2024, with reports indicating that the entire families were killed and many residents were forced to flee their homes. The interim government, led by President Ahmed al-Shara of the Islamist group HTS, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, has struggled to maintain order amid these clashes, raising concerns about the country's stability and the new regime's promises of inclusivity. And again, I know a lot of people were like, oh my God, this motherfucker was ISIS or Al-Qaeda, and Al-Qaeda more smart, was ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and this guy should never be trusted. We told you that this guy should never be trusted. Okay, but guys, you don't need to trust the guy. This Al-Shara guy, it's within his best interest for these things not to happen, okay? Even if he's acting like within just based on self-interest. So this was not his doing. I know the guy, you guys, I know a lot of people want to frame this as like, oh my God, you're defending a fellow, a former ISIS or Al Qaeda guy. What a naive take. No, I'm not defending anything. I'm just looking at objective realities on the ground. The man is very much interested in for this stuff not to happen. This is not very unlikely. It's very unlikely for this to be his doing. This does not show that al-Shara himself is trying to go and massacre Alawites. This shows that he does not have control over the armed forces under his command. That's what this shows. And also, this shows that Israel is completely justified not to trust the situation right now in Syria, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, look, this person is trying to be, not be a terrorist, is trying to bring peace, is trying to come and negotiate with Western countries. And even then, still, Israel comes and bombards Syria, destroys all their military equipment, and comes and occupies, the Golan Heights and the Hermon Mountain. And this shows that you can never make Israel happy. No matter what they do, they will still come, and Israel is not interested in peace. It's just interested in expanding its border, blah 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 blah. But that's bullshit, because Israel is completely justified. I mean, even if al-Shara is completely interested in maintaining order and doesn't want any war with Israel, you can see now that the people under his commands a lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are a bunch of maniacs who are still ISIS and Al Qaeda adjacent, who are still interested in killing minorities, and some of them are also interested in going out and attacking Israel at some point, right? So it's chaotic, and Israel is completely justified not to trust the situation in Syria. Not to trust the situation in Syria, and be like, yeah, we have to do what we have to do to secure our citizens. These military equipments, we're not just going to sit around and be like, I hope the good guys get it. I hope a stable Syrian government gets their hands on these equipment and then use it for bringing peace and stability to a Syria that is not going to be hostile to our Israeli citizens. Let's just hope. No, motherfucker. The Israeli government, like, yeah, that's a gamble that I'm not willing to take. Let's go and blow this fucking shit up. Wait, I'm going to start that. Wait, actually, no, let me respond to it right now. Wait. Ron is saying, is Israel justified in protecting Jews in Syria? What about Kurds from Turkey, Christians in Lebanon? Okay, so the Jews in Syria it's more, I mean, it's a good thing to go protect them, to be fair. However, I also must say that the Syrian government is now what they did with the Kurds, and they seem to now be doing that with the Druze as well, to go and sign an agreement and to protect them, to make sure that there's no, I mean, the government is trying its best to reduce all the bloodshed and to protect Kurds and Druze and Christians and everyone else as well. Okay, but Israel moving to Syria to protect the Druze is not just about the Druze. It's about moving to these areas so Israel can protect Israel. What the hell is Israel going to do in freaking Turkey? Israel moving to Turkey to protect the Kurds? That's not a very good question. Okay, I'm trying to be nice. Okay, I'm trying to be nice. Okay, you want to go to war with Turkey? What? You want to go to war with Turkey? What does that do to the safety of Israelis? Going to Syria to protect the Jews also is in the best interest of Israelis, because now Israel has control over areas that is used to threaten Israel. Okay, as an Israeli government, I have to care about Israeli first, right? No, you said Turkey, north of Syria with the Israel. Yeah, no, no, because Israel has to maintain control over the area that is next to its border. If you go, the Druze are at the south. It's where the Syrian border connects with Israel. So you move into that area to protect the Druze, but you're mostly protecting the area that potential threats could enter your country. That's the main purpose. I mean, I think we all know that. Anyways, let's listen to this. Actually, yeah, let's listen to this lady. Actually, I have to be very careful here. Oh, Hellboy is here. Hi, Hellboy. Some people from the Persian side are here. By the way, guys, I just want you to see the way people are responding. These are Syrians, some Syrians. Okay, let's not generalize. Okay, these are some. Start that. I want to read that. Thank you, Sarah. These are some Syrians, but again, look at the inferiority of this culture and this way of thinking. Okay. And again, I know I don't want to be unfair to Syrians. I know a lot of Syrians don't think like that. But this stuff, this type of thinking that I'm going to play for you right now, this is the stuff that comes mainly from the Middle East. And I just want you to see the worth of human lives in the mind of somebody like this. Okay. And I also understand that a lot of people who are talking like this is because they have traumatized and they have experienced shit. Yeah, well, that's an explanation for why we have such horrible views. And do you really want to let that in Europe? And if you think like, well, then all of them are not like that, I mean, do you have proper filtering systems in place for you to be able to tell the difference? You can't tell the difference. But anyways, let's watch. Let me actually use a translate this post. Let's see what she's saying. A Syrian refugee in Norway. This woman is currently in Norway right now. Okay, calls for the YouTube gods, the YouTube algorithm. We pray upon thee. Please understand the YouTube algorithm that is listening, that is analyzing the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay, please understand, dear powerful AI, that I am, whatever I'm going to be reading, if it promotes violence, I am going to be condemning it. I am not endorsing it. If these people who I'm analyzing, if they endorse violence, the whole point of me reading it is to demonstrate to my audience how disgusting this is. I'm here condemning it and pushing back on it. Yeah, guys, please like the stream. Like the stream. We need more likes so more people end up watching the stream. Okay, so a Syrian refugee in Norway. By the way, this is in Arabic, so we're not going to understand what she's saying. So calls for the hanging of the bodies of Alawites and Christians on trees or feeding them to dogs so they do not starve. Okay, guys, I want the Arab speaking people in the chat to listen to this and see if this translation is, if this what is being described here is accurate. Okay, I speak Persian. I'm from Iran, so I don't speak Arabic. But I looked at the responses to this, especially the Arabic responses, and it seems like the translation is correct. I don't know if I should play this again.
عدد الشباب والرجال يلي عم ينضموا للجيش هائل، صاروا تخطوا النص مليون يعني خلال ساعات قليلة. انتم متخيلين إذا المشايخ بتطلع بتقول حي على جهاد؟ انتم
Hayya al jihad? What the hell? Okay, lady, I condemn YouTube. I condemn all of this shit.
متخيلين إذا بيطلع بيقول أحمد الشرع فزعتكم يا أهل السنة، طلبناكم يا أهل السنة. انتم متخيلين بالشارع السوري شو حيصير؟ انتم متخيلين
All right, what has she said so far? I want to pause in the middle. Because I don't want, if I play it through and through, I think YouTube might think that this is a pro killing video, which is not. The number of men and youth that are joining the army is large. They are now 500,000 in few hours. Just imagine if the sheikh say, come to jihad. Oh, that's what she said.
مين عددنا نحن السنة بسوريا وشو ممكن نعمل؟ قيموا المشايخ وقيموا الأولاد وقيموا النسوان. إذا بيطلعوا رجالنا وبتنطلب فزعتهم يعني
she says meaning something. Okay, what is she saying? Translation. I wonder why she has this. Okay, Muhammad is saying, I genuinely wonder why she has this level of hatred, not justifying it, but maybe she has had family murdered by the regime over the past 50 years. Hatred does beget hatred. Yes. And I know you're, Muhammad, I know you're not justifying it, you're explaining it. Please, guys, please understand the difference between explanation and justification, okay? They are not the same thing. Okay, so Mars said I missed some stuff. Okay, let's go a little bit back. Okay, let's see here.
السنة بسوريا وشو ممكن نعمل؟
Oh, here. Mars said Sunnis are larger. What can we do if our men rise and their wrath is released? This means
قيموا المشايخ وقيموا الأولاد وقيموا النسوان. إذا بيطلعوا رجالنا وبتنطلب فزعتهم يعني ليطلعوكم من تم السبع. رجالنا ما بتخاف وطالبين الشهادة وما بتهاب الموت.
Moat, death. I know that one. Moat is death.
ولما بيقولوا الله أكبر هن
I get الله
مأيقنين
أكبر.
لهي الكلمة وشو بتعمل هي الكلمة بقلوبكم. فالله يستركم من الشعب السوري إذا قام قومة وحدة، مو الشعب السوري، إذا السنة.
What she's saying, guys, translate. Our men doesn't. Okay, so so you're saying our men are not afraid to die. They want martyrdom. Okay, so she's bragging about how their men want martyrdom.
قومة وحدة الله يجيركم، وأنا متوقعة هذا الشيء يصير إذا مشايخنا قالت فتحت لهم المجال للجهاد. عليكم اللعنة.
عليكم.
يعني ما بدي أقول الله يرحمكم لأنه الله لا يرحمكم، بس يعني أتمنى أنه يعني يتركوا جثثكم على الجبال عشان ما يقولوا يعني مثل ما عم يطلع مقولة حبيتها كتير.
Guys, any translations in the chat?
يعني عشان ما يقولوا الكلاب جاعت بسوريا فحنطعميهم جثثكم. الله ينصرهم، الله ينصرهم، الله ينصرهم. سلام.
Okay, what did it say? Where's Mars? Mars was translating. Oh, okay, here. To remove from the lion's mouth, our men are fearless and are asking for a shahadat, which is martyrdom. And when they ask Allah Akbar, they mean it. Oh, so when they say Allah Akbar, they mean it. What does this word mean? God protect from Syrian people. Okay, what else? So they okay, so wait, so dogs go hungry. Yeah, so he said, okay. Wait. So there was a part at the end where she said that you should feed them to dogs or hang them so that our dogs don't go hungry. Okay, so guys, remember, we're gonna throughout the stream, we're gonna see a lot of dog-related content because I'm not gonna show you the videos. I'm gonna play them without showing it on screen. The Alawites in Syria, a lot of them, they make them walk like dogs while hitting them. They make them bark like dogs. Okay, so yes, correct. Mars is saying yes, correct. No, Mars, thank you so much. So yeah, so she did say that. Let's look at so she was in Norway. Okay, a lot of these videos, by the way, a lot of these videos celebrating the death of civilians. We're civilian Syrians, Alawites in Syria, is coming from Syrians on social media, on TikTok and other places. On TikTok is full of this shit, right? In Europe. These are videos coming from Europe. So here, Assyrian, this is another one saying a Syrian Sunni is extremely happy about the news he just received that 9,000 Alawites, by the way, it's not 9,000, but he got the news that it's 9,000 Alawites have been killed in just 2 days, according to the numbers he has. Okay, so this man seems, this one has captions. So guys, we have actual translation. So we don't have, I could read it, the translation. So let's see what it says. So look, he's so happy, saying the news just came in. This is number, guys. Again, guys. YouTube, we condemn violence. We're against this man. This is fucking shit. We don't like this. We condemn this celebration of violence. Okay, but again, this is the culture that you have brought into Europe. Okay, so let's watch what this man has to say. So he's saying this news just came in, this number. For sure, the number has reached 9,000. By the way, it hasn't.
9000
9,000 of this fine taste on the coast. What the fuck? This man is sick.
9000 من هدلوك بالساحل.
Look, did he put celebratory Arabic song in the background? I don't understand.
تمل.
It's done. Congratulations. Holy fuck, this man is saying congratulations.
سعيد. حتى الحيتان بالبحر.
Even the fish in the sea are thanking us. Wow.
حتى القرش.
Even the sharks are thanking us for humanitarian aid. Because I think they throw the bodies into the sea?
سمك القرش.
I mean, what the fuck?
شكرنا على الدعم الإنساني والغذاء الذي.
And the delicious food. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Vile people. Vile.
كله الحمد لله.
All of it. Thank God the number has reached 9,000.
وصل العدد ل 9000. أنا عارفان.
I know exactly what I'm saying.
9000 حتى.
Just an hour ago we thought it was 4,000, maybe a little
قبل
more.
ساعة ونحن مفكرين 4000 4 وشوي. أما الآن.
But now the list came in 9,000. Guys, this is why Israel is justified to stay in Syria, okay? This is the type of shit that you should not want in your, around your borders. This is the type of fucking mentality that a lot of people have right next to Israel's border, okay? Israel is the light that is surrounded by so much fucking darkness. So excuse me if I don't trust whatever the fuck is happening around these areas and I take control over the destiny of our own people, right? I'll respond to that later. Let me finish this video first.
اجت الليسته 9000 يومين.
2 days.
ولسه الخير.
Look, he's so happy that in 2 days we got 9,000 and there's still more good things to come.
قدام يا حارة اللوز.
Okay, well, that was disgusting. Let me actually take a look at I'm going to put my own picture on the screen because I want to make sure there's nothing in the comments, okay? Why does his shirt have... oh my God. Okay, wow. So a lot of people are commenting about the fact that his shirt has a Ukrainian symbol on it. I don't know why he's wearing that. He seems to be in Europe. Let me see something you guys said in the chat. Arjun is saying, aren't dogs haram? Also, do dogs eat human meat? Yeah, I mean, if they're familiar with the taste. But dogs are not haram. Eating dogs are haram. Touching dogs and then praying without washing that area is haram. Having dogs inside the home inside the house is haram. Having mosques inside a mosque is haram. Having dogs touch holy things like a Quran is haram. But the existence of a dog is not haram. In fact, you could also use dogs for guarding and hunting purposes, as long as you don't let the thing in your house. Okay, so a dog is not inherently haram. There's many things regarding a dog that is haram, but it's not its mere existence, right? Yeah, so someone's saying these monsters are already in the West. Good luck, LOL. Well, it's not LOL. This is fucking horrible. I mean, what's Neki saying, Armin, what's your thought on Kurdish separatists? I'm very aggressively against any type of Kurdish separatism. Very aggressively. Anyways, let's go to another monster. Here's another one. Okay, so this Syrian man in Germany, again, why all of these videos are coming from Europe? Okay, this Syrian man in Germany is celebrating on TikTok the killing of the Alawites in Syria. And he says, the man is saying, throw them in the sea and feed them to the fish. You see similar themes here. He posts on TikTok under the name, so that's his username. He refers to himself in his bio as the German. I translated. Okay, so we have the captions here as well. Let's see what this. Again, YouTube, we condemn this fucking disgusting pro-violence take. We're condemning it. We're just here to demonstrate how evil this fucking shit is. Right, so let's play this. Okay, so he's saying the the corpses of the. Okay, so it's a derogatory term for Alawites. Nuseries, Nuseries, so that's a derogatory term for the Alawites, have filled the street. The corpses of the Alawites basically has filled the streets.
عبت الشوارع لايموها ورموها
Throw it in the sea.
البحر كي لا يقال.
So it is not said that a fish starved during the rule of Bani Umayyah. Wow. By the way, Bani Umayyah is basically a way of referring to Sunnis. Yeah. Sunnis.
جاعت سمكة في حكم بني أمية شبعوا
Let the fish get full from their corpses.
سمك من جثث جثث.
Wow, my God. This is so vile. What the fuck is wrong with these people? That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. Let me see. I have more of these monsters. Guys, this type of attitude is the reason why it's so hard, so difficult to bring peace. Okay, when you have this much hatred. Yeah, so sorry saying, wow, that's a terrible thing to say. Exactly. Let me see. Oh, username is saying, let's not generalize. What did you just say about Christians? Okay, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I didn't say all Christians. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have been more clear. So thank you for catching me. A Christian religion has a bias towards victimization, but not all Christians. Okay, thank you for correcting me. I accept that criticism. If I said anything that seemed that I was generalizing all Christians, I apologize. I wasn't trying. I shouldn't be generalizing. Okay, thank you for catching me. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see this. But the Kurds in north of Syria are in danger from Turkey. I meant by comparison, in danger, but less good for its interests. So mess with Turkey. Just thinking out loud. Okay, first of all, the Kurds seem to be less in danger right now because the Kurds seems to be as of right now coming up with an agreement with Turkey. The Kurds in Iraq and the Kurds in Turkey itself are coming into terms with stopping hostilities. The main leader of the PKK just came out recently and just announced that they're going to stop fighting with the Turks, and it seems like they're less in danger than before. And also the Kurds in Syria are now signed an agreement with Ahmad al-Shara, and it seems like the SDF is going to be integrating with the rest of the Syrian forces. So I don't know why you think the Kurds are in danger. The Kurds seem to be in less danger than ever before. I mean, I'm not, unless something changes, which it can, but it seems like things are moving in the right direction there. And also, of course, Israel should focus on the safety of the government of Israel should focus on the safety of Israeli people. That's their job. Like you're like, oh, they needed more, so they're just doing it out of their self-interest. Yeah, because that's their job, because the people of a country elected government to protect the citizens of that country. Arjun is saying you're against ethnostates, but they are peaceful and stable. The borders are where they are. You changing it would be bloodbath. I am against ethnostates, and also so the Kurdish, a Kurdish state from where you want to carve out from the countries that has already exists. That is a recipe for a bloodbath. And the main people who would die if Kurdish separatists had their way would be Kurds. If you want to see a bloodbath of Kurdish people and other people around the region, then support Kurdish separatism. But if you want more peace and stability, then tell those people to fuck off. And also, they're not peaceful. The SDF, the SDF is interesting because the SDF, which is the Kurdish group, the Syrian Democratic Forces, is so fucking amazing because the group is not Syrian, and it's not even democratic. Is ruling over. It's a minority Kurdish people forcing their way upon a whole bunch of people who are not even Kurdish. So it's fucking bullshit. And also, they have committed a lot of abuse against civilians and against women. It's funny. It's so interesting how the SDF is always recognized. Like, oh, look at these female Kurdish fighters, and they're so pro women. It's fucking bullshit. They have done so many disgusting things among their own forces against a woman. And they refuse to have an election. The people there don't want a Kurdish rulers. They're not even Kurdish over there. They just force themselves upon the people there. And they're terrorists. They're mainly terrorists. The only reason why they have any legitimacy is because the United States backed them to fight ISIS, one. Two, a whole bunch of fucking Marxists love them because they have a semi-communist society set up there. And they were promoting them as like, oh my God, look at these progressive people that are pro-women rights and democratic and fucking bullshit like that. Okay. And again, I'm not talking about Kurdish people. I'm talking about those specific terrorists who happen to be Kurdish. All of these Kurdish separatist groups are terrorist movements. I mean, the PKK, for example, is recognized as a terrorist group, not just by Turkey, but by European countries, Canada, United States, and all the civilized world. Yeah. And yeah, so the PKK are terrorists, while the YPG, that is the main group in power within the SDF, is an offshoot of the PKK. So when it comes to the United States supporting them against ISIS, that's support of one terrorist group against another. So yeah, like they have been lying to you guys about the Kurdish groups there. Again, no offense to Kurdish people, but the separatist groups in that region are doing the Kurdish people no favor. This is only going to cause more instability. Guys, the borders are where they are. If you want to change that shit, that causes instability. Yeah, exactly. Muhammad is correct. Okay, so let's watch this little fucking monster. And again, guys, this is congratulations, Germany. This guy is also in Germany. Look at the people you have imported. Fantastic. Look at the ideology and the culture that you have imported. What does this man say? This is Muhannad Najjar, Syrian in Germany, makes fun of Alawites and Christians and victims, and asks, I don't know if they're actually, because the last person did not mention Christians, but they put the Christians in the title. Yeah, they keep saying they're attacking Christians. Let me see if this person actually mentions Christians. All right, maybe this one does mention it. So, and asks who will die next, other minorities, and says, I told you to stay minorities. Now you have become rare. What? Mohnet prefers to live in Germany and didn't return to Syria. How many followers is? Oh my God, this person has 2 million followers, almost 3 million followers. What is this? Instagram? What is this? Or is this TikTok? Oh, this is TikTok, isn't it? So let's see what this guy said.
Like نصيحة.
Oh, this one doesn't have captions. Guys, help me out here. What is this man saying?
لك نصيحة من هالدقن خليكن أقليات وبلا ما تصيروا نوادر الله يرضى.
أقليات, so that means minority. So I understood that.
أقليات وبلا ما تصيروا نوادر الله يرضى عليكم. إذا حلق رفيقك بل أنت يا حبيبي، يعني جهز بل من هلا. سوريا حلوة بالفسفساء تبع سوريا، بدون الفسفساء ما بتزبط، والفسفساء بدون سوريا كمان ما بتزبط. إذا هرت فسفسة من هالفسفسة الكبيرة كارثة، تنتزع اللوحة. برأيكم على مين العمل القادم؟ في حدا بل دقنه أو في حدا بل شواربه؟
Yeah, he looks very happy about the killing.
أو في حدا بل صلعته؟ إيش الوضع؟ الشفرة. لك نصيحة.
Okay, congratulations, Germany. You really know how to attract the best of them, huh? Fantastic. This is great. I mean, this is not great, by the way. I am not being serious. Okay, the Germans voted for CDU in the last election, and CDU will import more of these kind of people. I don't know, actually. The CDU has been taking some anti-immigration stances, but again, these are just words. We'll see what actually happens, okay? Because they promised that before. All right, let's watch Al Jolani, or Ahmed Al Shara, as is now known, what he's saying about this, because a lot of people are blaming this on him. But to be fair, it does seem like he doesn't want any of this stuff, but he just seems to have no control over some of his forces. Again, exactly what Israel was telling us that people were like, oh no, Israel is now killing peaceful Syrians and who are just trying to have a peaceful country, and now look what this is what the revolt is doing. Yeah, this what's happening right now in Syria shows that Israel was completely justified not to trust this man's ability completely 100%. I mean, I wish the best for them. I hope even as bad as the situation is with the Alawites, I have to be honest, things in Syria on average in the past week, what's coming out of my mouth next might seem very insensitive, but let me help you understand what I'm saying. Okay, even with this fucking genocide, the good news out of Syria in the past week or so is also very promising. Okay, so what we saw, what happened with the Alawites suggests that as much if this guy even has good intentions, he doesn't have complete control over his forces, and Israel was also correct to be justified. However, the agreement that we just saw between him and the SDF to just integrate the SDF with the rest of Syria, that is very good, very, 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 very good in hopefully reducing events like this happening. Because because what do we learn in the past week? We learned that the Alawites are armed and dangerous. And by the way, guys, this whole thing potentially started from Iran, from the mullahs in Tehran, and I will show you why I'm saying that. Okay, so we learned two negative things. We learned that the Alawites are armed and can cause problems, and I think it might be not too conspiratorial to say that this is the reaction that they were hoping for. So the pro-Assad people, they're armed and organized, and they started attacking the regime and civilians to get this reaction because they know how much anti-Alawite hate exists still among so many people. And the pro-Assad people attacked the regime and civilians so that they could open up all that anger against the Alawites and get civilians from their own side to die, to spark basically a tit for tat and basically escalate things, right? That's what I think they were intending to do, right? So we learned that they are armed and they are organized and they can do shit like this. We also, that's negative. We also learned that the new Syrian regime, the armed forces, sometimes they do not follow orders, and because of the level of anger that exists, they just like are gonna go and do the most fucking craziest shit that I haven't even shown you, that I will. I won't show you. I will watch it and I will describe what I'm saying because it's like fucking pure evil, right? And YouTube would not like me to show you that. But the good news is, and that's might be very insensitive for me to say that after more like so many people, so many civilians died. The good news is that things that the Syrian government is doing is potentially going to reduce civilian casualties by a larger number, because as the Alawites are a minor force, a much small minor force compared to the Kurds, the SDF, and given the Kurds' willingness to basically stop fighting with the Turks right now, and also making peace with al-Shara, and also because al-Shara is close with Turkey, maybe potentially using him as a mediator eventually to stop the fight between the Turks and the Kurds, we're talking about maybe stopping much more devastating potential conflict than what we just saw. Do you understand what I'm saying? And also potentially stopping a potential confrontation between Turkish proxies and Israeli forces. You know, we don't want Turkey, because Syria is becoming Turkey used to be a battleground between Russia, the Islamic Republic, Israel, the Kurdish groups, and American interests, and Turkish groups, right? But mainly what we were focusing on was Israel and the Islamic Republic. We don't want that to turn into a hostility between Turkey and Israel, okay? That would be horrible. And the Kurds in Syria were constantly used by different foreign powers to, you know, basically to gain whatever they want within Syria, and Turkey doesn't like that. So if we remove the Kurdish threat, then Turkey would be less threatened and Syria could be turned into one stable peace. And what we just saw, the agreement that they just signed between the Kurds and the new government of Syria, that is very, very promising. I don't know if it's going to turn out well or not, but it's a huge positive sign. It's a huge positive sign, and we should be welcoming that. So I'm just trying to say, as bad as this whole massacre was, it is possible that this regime is doing the exact right things to avoid a much bigger conflict. Okay, so let's see what he's saying here. Okay, he's going to say a whole bunch of bullshit right away. I can tell with the name of Allah. Okay, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessing be upon the messenger of Allah and upon his family and companions. Dear citizens of Syria, our country has gone through harsh and difficult experiences. Wait, what? Harsh and difficult experiences over the past few years. Yeah, guys, by the way, this removing Assad was the easiest, apparently. Like, you know how impressed we were by how masterfully these people removed Assad? Looking at things now, this seems to have the easiest part of what these people have to do. Like, the challenges they're facing now is much greater than removing Assad. Okay, so until it gains freedom and achieve its goals, recently has been subjected to many attempts to destabilize it and drive it into a state of chaos. By who? Guys, tell me if you know by who. Tell me if you know who's doing this. Who's doing this? Like, let me know if you guys know who you think is behind all of this. And guys, I will show you why I think that. I will show you. You know who I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about the Iranian regime. Yeah, the Islamic Republic, right? And am I being conspiratorial? I don't know. I'll show you why I think the people, the Alawites, the pro-Assad people who are doing this are, getting influence and order from somewhere in Tehran to do such a thing. Oh, Susanna saying, put the mic closer to your mouth. Okay. Hello. Is this good? I will show you why I think that. But thank you, Susie. So, but you be the judge. Maybe I am connecting the dots in a way that a conspiracy theorist would, but we'll see. I saw I would get a super chat. I will read that. Thank you for the super chats, guys. I will be reading your super chats. But let me finish this video first. Today, as we stand in this decisive moment, we find ourselves facing a new danger. Guys, is my audio good when I'm this close? When I'm this close to the mic? Represented by attempts. Oh, wait. Look at this. Wait, hold on. Is he accusing anybody? Facing a new danger. Represented by attempts the fallen regime and its external forces. The fallen regime and its external forces. I wonder. Kharijiyya. So I think, guys, he's talking, like, let me know if you understanding this the way I am. The fallen regime, which means the Assad regime, and fallen foreign forces. The foreign forces behind the fallen regime, which is basically the Islamic Republic, right? I think he's accusing the Islamic Republic. Am I reading this right? It has created a new trial and led our country to a civil war with the aim of dividing it, destroying its unity and stabilizing it. We know full well that the dangers we are facing today are not mere
مجرد
threats,
تهديدات عابرة، بل هي نتيجة
but a direct result of
مباشرة لمحاولات
provocative attempts by forces
من قبل قوى تسعى
seeking to end the
إلى
chaos
إدامة الفوضى
and destroy what is left of our beloved country.
وتدمير ما تبقى من وطننا الحبيب. ولعل ما يحدث
Perhaps what is
في بعض
happening
مناطق الساحل
in some cases is the clearest example of these attempts.
هو المثال الأوضح.
I don't know, whoever put the caption on this, you didn't have to put like half a sentence at a time. You could have put them all together.
على هذه المحاولات وليست هي
Not the full, not the first one
الأولى. الحدث
that took place a month and a half ago.
مثلها قبل شهر ونصف وأخمدناها
And we missed it by the grace of Allah.
بفضل الله. أعزائي الكرام.
Dear citizens,
علينا
we must admit the
أن
truth
نعترف بالحقائق أن
that the fallen regime left deep scars.
الساقط خلف جراحات
Nizam al-Saqat. The fallen regime. That the fallen regime left deep scars during its rule.
فرع فلسطين.
The Palestinian branch. What is it? I don't know. I don't know what this is. The security branches.
وصيدنايا والأفرع الأمنية.
Sayyidnaya. The security branches. The rape. The chemical weapons. The displacement.
والكيماوي والتهجير وهدم البيوت فوق.
And the destruction of houses over the heads of its residents.
رؤوس ساكنها. كل ذلك.
All of this left a scar
ترك جراحا من الصعوبة
that is difficult to heal.
أن تندمج. وكان من نتائج
The consequences of what happened yesterday
ما حدث بالأمس رغم
were despite the state's efforts. Oh, see, okay, so he's saying that this was not our doing. We didn't do this. We tried to stop this, and also I think here or somewhere else he's going to promise to find the people who killed the civilians on the Alawite side.
سعي الدولة من اللحظة الأولى.
From the first moment to win,
من منع وقوع.
to prevent this from happening.
ومنذ اللحظات
I mean, we don't have to trust him. Okay, a lot of people think we're naive or something. You don't have to trust this guy. You just have to understand that it's actually within his best interest for this shit not to happen. Okay, from the first moment we have, because guys, a lot of foreign support investment. This man, he's trying to follow the Saudi Arabian UAE model. Okay, he used to look at Al Qaeda and he was like, I want some of that. This man is now looking at Saudi Arabia like, I want some of that. He wants connections, he wants investments, he wants a closer relationship with the world. So none of this civilian massacres actually works in his best interest. So he doesn't want this shit. So let's continue. From the first moments, I mean, there are a lot of people within his army that actually just want to kill Alawites. We have, okay, from the first moment, we have strengthened the areas with the security forces and prevent the occurrence of terrorist attacks. These forces were attacked and many of them were killed, burned, and attacked the people there. Okay. Those who committed these heinous crimes. Okay, so here's where he promised he's going to find them and blah blah blah. Were the ones who committed the heinous crimes. Oh no, really? That's it. Wow. Okay. Against the Syrian people. Oh, okay. During the past 14 years. They did not realize that they had broken the wall that protects the peace of the people, okay? Which led to the occurrence of transgressions and some of the chaos that we have all witnessed. It is on us all to enjoy the ties of the army. What? And to be strong in confronting those who are trying to stir up sectarian wars. Okay, this is a lot of empty words. And mutual hostilities. We assure the Syrian people I want more of like what you're going to do. Are you going to find these people and arrest them and punish them or shit like that? That's what I want to see. And all those who care about
لمن
our country.
يهمه أمر وطننا على ما يلي.
About the following.
أولا
First, we
أننا
will
لن
not
نتسامح
tolerate
مع فلول النظام السابق.
the fall of the regime who committed crimes. The fallen regime who committed crimes
الجرائم ضد قوات
against our army and state institutions.
جيشنا ومؤسسات الدولة وهاجموا.
And attacked hospitals. Okay, so he's first gonna condemn the people who started this. To be fair, they even if their side is like evil, if their side has a lot of evil people in there, to be fair to him, their side did not start this. The pro-Assad people from the Alawites started this. They attacked civilians and killed innocent civilians and spread chaos in safe areas. These people have only one option, which is to surrender to the law immediately. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you don't seem to have the forces to be able to find these people. Second, we assure that we will. Oh, guys, by the way, good news is that the SDF, who has been very good in fighting ISIS, has now, with the new deal that they signed with him, they agreed to cooperate the current SDF forces to fight terrorism with this regime. Okay, that would be fucking great. That might help. The SDF has been very effective. I mean, as much as terroristic as they themselves have been in many areas, they have been very effective in fighting ISIS, right? So if they stop their fucking separatist and terrorist ways and use all that skills to actually unite with this regime in fighting ISIS and, I don't know, remaining pro-Assad fighters, that might actually make him more capable of actually addressing all of this shit, right? Oh, and also the oils that is under SDF control is now going to completely be integrated with the rest of Syria as well. So that's a lot of money that these people need right now. Anyone who is involved in the blood of civilians or the crimes of our people. Okay, I think we get the gist of it. I don't want to finish this. He's just going to condemn it. He's going to say, like, yeah, this fucking shit, bullshit, like, we don't like it. You guys want to, like, yeah, just a few more. How much more is left? No, let me go to more, genocidal fucking bullshit. Oh my God, yeah, let's go to this one. Because, again, the politicians, when they talk, man, I fucking fall asleep. You know, to get to the fucking point. You know, this is why Trump got elected. You know, because he just, no, actually, I don't know. He does that as well. Anyways, this lady, Asil Kashef, a Syrian resident in the Netherlands. Why? Guys, can you tell me why are we getting all of these fucking videos from Syrians in Europe and much less of them from Syrians in Syria? Like, I don't have any opinions myself, but do you guys have any theories? Oh, by the way, let me actually address the super chats and the gift that you guys got. Yeah, so Nina is saying he's become more rambly since 2020. He's turning into a mainstream politician. That's what's happening. I mean, maybe that's a good sign. I don't know. Arjun with the super chat saying, is importing Islamists uniting Europe unironically? Yeah, I mean, in the same way that a death in a family unites the family, but it's not like a good thing because we just had a death in a family. But sure, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's like, yeah, like, okay, sure, maybe, but I don't know if it's enough. United, maybe, but too late. A little bit too late. Yeah, Nina is. Well, it's never too late. It's never too late. Okay, better late than never, I guess. Nina is saying, Nina just got 5 memberships. Thank you, Nina. We need this support. So thank you so much for buying membership. Let me see what Jean is saying. No, that's Sarah. Sarah saying, what amazes me is that the mainstream Muslim accuses Israel of ethnic cleansing. Meanwhile, this happens every year in multiple Islamic countries. That's a good point, Sarah. This is an actual genocide. This is what genocide looks like because they're actually targeting a minority group and they want to wipe them out completely. It's very interesting how a lot of people with these mindset come and criticize Western civilized world for not adhering completely to their humanistic liberal standards. And they constantly use the standards that the West has come up with itself to constantly criticize the West, and try to get their way by using the standards that the West has. But meanwhile, like you look at themselves and like, oh yeah, let's just wipe out all their freaking men, women, and children and feed them to dogs and fish, or like hang them all by, like, what the fuck? Like you do not get to lecture the rest of the world when it comes to their fucking human rights violations. Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. Oh, Kenny just got 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, so somebody's saying, Armin, Christians are being attacked and churches are being destroyed. Can't believe you said it's exaggerated. I'm not even Christian. It is exaggerated, okay? You pay attention to the words that are coming out of my mouth, okay? If one church is attacked and destroyed, and somebody comes and says thousands of churches have been burnt, okay? It would be true at the same time that let's say 2 churches have been attacked and burned down. If you come out and say thousands of churches have been burned to the ground, it would be equally true to say churches have been attacked, and also true for you to say people are exaggerating. Do you understand? Do you understand that these two are not negating each other? That both of these could be true at the same fucking time. Is that really hard to understand? Is that really hard to understand? This is an example. So, for example, in this situation that we have right now in Syria, if dozens of Christians have been killed, and then you come out and say that thousands of Christians are being massacred in Syria, it's true that some Christians have been attacked, and it's a tragedy, and exaggerations have been happening. Do you understand that these two statements are not contradictory? Is that too complicated for your mind to comprehend? And look at this, the laughing emoji, as if you got me. No, you didn't got me. You didn't catch me. Okay, you just don't understand how simple logic. I mean, I'm going to try to be nice. Just stay subscribed to this channel, and then you will be able to think more deeply about these things. Okay. This does not take that much brain power. I yeah. Okay. I can't regret. Yeah. Okay. Let's get mad. Armin is mad, but let's get mad together. We're listening to this beautiful little monster. Okay. So Asil Kashif, a Syrian resident in Netherlands, who filmed herself saying, "Do whatever you want with them, Alawites, but without filming." Oh, so she was recommending that. I mean, you should have. Holy shit. You should have taken your own advice, lady. So she's telling people in Syria to basically massacre the Alawites, but please do not video it, because there's a lot of videos from Syria coming out that we are watching, just killing Alawites point blank and abusing them, making them crawl on the ground like dogs while beating them, and making them humiliate themselves, like making dog sounds. I don't know what is it with dog that these people constantly use as an insult, but she's like, can you please continue doing that without filming it? That's what she's saying, which is interesting, because lady, you filmed yourself saying this. Okay. Oh, apparently she has been arrested. I don't know if this is true. Let me see if anybody. I hope it's true. It seems like it's true. Ooh. No, we don't know if it's true. So we don't know if she has been arrested. I think people really like revenge porn, so we have to be careful about this. So this person is saying she has been arrested by Dutch authorities, and a deportation order has been issued against her. Okay, I don't know if this is true, but that would be good if it's true. Okay, get these fuckers out of your countries. Anyway, so let's see what this lady is saying. Ashla. Why is the audio so low? Can it get no higher? Okay, please, Arab people, Arabs in the chat, Arabs in the chat. I need your services, please. What the hell is she saying?
أشلاء لا بارك الله بالعدو أشلاء أشلاء حتى على الأرض لا تبقوهم الأرض لا تنجسوها في دمهم هن وبالساحل البحر قريب عليكم نحن مستغنين عن البحر شلفوهم في البحر مشان ما يقولوا بزمن حكم بني أمية جاعت الأسماك شلفوهم وتصوير لا تصوروا نرجو منكم تصوير لا تصوروا اضربوا مسامع.
Wait, okay, tasvir. I know she probably is saying what the caption is saying because I just heard her saying tasvir. So I don't know why she's hitting herself. She's kind of cute, to be
تصوير
honest.
لا تصوروا نرجو منكم تصوير لا تصوروا اضربوا مسامعنا فقط لا غير.
Okay. What the hell did she say? I think she's basically she said tasvir, something with that tasvir, something with that don't take videos, something like that. But yeah. So yeah, that's let me see. Carl is saying always so aggressive with the hand gestures. Yeah, I don't know what yeah, somebody saying she thought she was in her own little secret corner on the internet. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. Why would you post these? Now this video is gonna haunt you forever. Username is saying she's saying I don't belong in a civilized society, deport me immediately. that's a good translation. That's why how are these people in Europe? Like, what was your filtering like? What the fuck is wrong with you, Europe? Like, how did you allow all of this shit inside? I mean, honestly, if I saw her, I probably would let her inside as well. That's why they don't put me in charge. Okay, so this is vile and disgusting. This next video. Yeah. Okay, so let's watch this. Do we even want to watch this? Yeah, I mean, there's no violence here, so we could watch this. Let me see. Was Mars here? Mars wasn't here, so we didn't get a translation. It's okay. I think it was the correct translation. Okay, that's not relevant to this. That's not relevant to this topic, to our stream today. So let's watch. So look at this. Hadi here is saying a Syrian comedian shared a skit mocking the grieving Alawite mothers in Syria after the massacre that killed around 4,000 Alawites. Again, I don't know where they're getting the number 4,000. So far, more than 1,000 has been confirmed. I mean, this might be the numbers probably will increase once there's more investigation, but we haven't reached 4,000 has not been confirmed. Hey, atheists from Egypt, did that lady basically said before that we showed? Did she say basically what the caption was saying? Okay, so Mars is here though. Yeah, thank you. Mars is here. You guys are here. Okay, so I just wanted to know if the caption was accurate because I looked at the comments and I was like there are a lot of people Arabs watching it and nobody said that it was wrong. So I'm assuming the translation was correct. Anyways, yeah, I can see you, Mars. I can see that you're here. But let's watch this one. We are already over that one. Okay, so yeah, no, guys, we do know a lot of just because there's a lot of misinformation, it doesn't mean that we don't know what's going on. I'll show you. A lot of people are doing really good fact checking on the ground in Syria. I will show you. And even though there's a lot of misinformation on the ground, there's a lot of good people going through it and figuring out what's really happening, right? So this comedian in Syria is mocking the death of the Alawites and Christians again by Jolani's regime. Now, where did I see this before? So let's watch this out. Okay, so here's the thing. I know Christians have died, okay, but the Christians were not targeted like the Alawites were, right? And the hatred that exists right now. I mean, I know that a lot of people want to say that the anti-Christian hate in the world is so high, but honestly, it's the anti-Christian in the world is not that high compared to the anti-Jewish hatred, the anti-Alawite hatred, the anti-Sunni hatred by many Shias, the anti-Murtad, the anti-apostate hatred, the anti-gay hatred. Okay, these are really high levels of hatred. Okay, the anti-Christian hatred, I mean, it's there, but it's not even remotely close to these other hatreds that I just mentioned to you guys, right? So I don't. There's like in Syria, there's no people. People are not there trying to figure out like because Christian again. Anyways, I'm not going to go into detail, right? But I think like a lot of this mocking is targeted towards like Alawites. But okay, so these people, these comedians are mocking the death of, like they're mocking the mothers of Alawites, being crying over the death of their children or loved ones.
كان ما المشترى للبيت ما البيت المشترى يا ابني ابني طلع عنده دبابة وبارودة وقنابل كنا ذبح 30 واحد ما لهم شيء يوم جدا هم بس 100 واحد هم ابني ذبح 30 واحد معهم 30 واحد يما على ابني وين نزلوا مجبل.
This is disgusting. They're mocking their people crying over the death of their loved ones. What the fuck? Yeah, somebody translate. Wait a minute. Somebody in the chat is fucking. Look at this idiot in the chat. Anne is saying, "Wow, Christians are chasing victimhood. What about the Congo? Seriously, Christians should always remain quiet." Right, got it. Anna, are you stupid? Anne Mary Asaf, are you like fucked in the head? Like, do you even understand the words that are coming out of me? Like, are you listening? Like, some of you are so desperate to be so wrong about things. Look how offended you. When did I? Okay, so yeah, many Christians are chasing victimhood. Yes, that's true. I even try to make clarify that I'm not generalizing about all Christians. Okay, but many Christians do. What about the Congo? Yeah, Christians are abused and attacked. We have examples of that. We have covered it on this show. Both of these could be true at the same time. We have abuse of Christians. Christians are targeted and abused. And it's also true that many other Christians are chasing victimhood and exaggerate shit. Do you understand that these two don't negate each other? And say, seriously, Christians should always remain quiet. Right, got it. No, you fucking moron. I did not say that. You're just stupid. In fact, I said that the exaggeration actually makes it more difficult for Christians, because when we have real cases, it's harder for us to make people take that seriously. When they have to speak up, when they have to point out to real massacres and abuse and wrongful act against Christians, when we have to talk, then these exaggerations makes us less effective there. You fucking moron. You should not remain quiet. You should just be accurate. Do you understand? Do you understand now? But let's go to the next video. Okay, so let me actually report it cover under Syrian. Yeah, I don't want to watch. I don't want to do this one. I don't. This one is too much fight, too much death. Let's see what's this one is going. All right, so there's some videos that I cannot show you. I have to watch this one under Syrian. This is 100 wars. Look, okay, so this is an exaggeration. Okay, so here, let's see. To be fair to the Christians, let's see what this man is saying, okay? And let's see the video that he's providing to make that claim, okay? So because if there is some, right now in Syria, okay, let me actually read the Christian numbers for you guys in case you guys are thinking like you don't understand. Okay, here, now you made me do it. You made me do it. Let me just read this for you guys, okay? Because I've looked into these things. I know what I'm talking about, right? But also, I will read this to you for you guys, and I will also look at this Christian Arab man, I think. Is he Christian? Because he keeps on talking about Christians, right? And he constantly talks about Christians facing extinction and shit like that. Okay, I will look at his claim and I will look at his video, but I will also look at some numbers. Okay, let's look at this number. What this man is saying, and look at the video that he's showing to make that point, and then also look at my fact check regarding Christians in Syria and what is happening right now. Okay, because I went and fact checked all of this thing. Right. So let's see. No, I don't get. I get some fucking idiot is saying, "Where are you getting?" I get my facts from credible sources, like outlets that are unbiased and have a huge history of credibility. Okay, I don't go and when I look at whenever I get summary reports, I make sure that I also click on the links to make sure that I know where the source is coming from, where the information is coming from. Okay, and I also summarize the general articles to make sure that it wasn't misrepresented. Okay, but let's actually look at this guy, because this guy is saying under Syria's Islamist rule, the world's oldest Christians face extinction. Okay, an Algerian jihadist under the Muslim Brotherhood vows to slaughter Alawite Christians and Druze. Is this a rebranding of Al Qaeda? Germany and France welcomed it. Okay, so let's see what this guy is saying. Okay, so he's saying you thought we forgave you and now we are homeland brothers. Okay. There is no brotherhood in the homeland. There is no brotherhood in the issue is a matter of it is bara wal wala. Bara wal wala. Bara al bara wal wala. There is no brotherhood in the homeland. You said that already. But God, as long as you Nasara, which is the derogatory term for Christians or Nazaris, raised the cross in Damascus, and you Nusayri, so another derogatory term for the Alawites, and minorities create chaos in Syria. But God, we will not leave you alone. We will wage jihad against you with the permission of God Almighty. What is 20 years? What is 20 years more of fighting? That is no problem. We have nothing to lose. Somebody please find and arrest this man. Or maybe neutralize him if needed, if he's fighting. We ask God to accept those who betray. Well, actually, I don't have to. Let me actually be clear. If I'm talking about if he's within war, okay, I shouldn't say that on YouTube. Okay, somebody just find this man and arrest this man. This man is a danger to society. Okay, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, because YouTube might think that I'm saying that I'm not. Okay, obviously, a government has the right to when it's waging war. When they're terrorists, if terrorists die. That happens during war. That's what I meant. Okay, I hope nobody misunderstands what I'm trying to say here. You people, okay. We ask God to accept the murders. I am Abu Ahmad al-Jaz. Oh, he identified himself. We have his picture. We have his name. My regard from Syria. Hey, Al-Jalani, Al-Shara, Ahmed. Yo, Ahmed, this man is picture, his name, everything is identified. Can you go get this man or something? This guy is like fucking dangerous. All right, so here's the thing. This videos like this shows that the threat is real, okay, against Christians. The threat is real. We should be worried for Christian. When I say there's an exaggeration, it's not about the existing threat. What I say there was an exaggeration is about what people say has happened. Okay. And this is what has happened. Okay. So since March 6th, 2025, over 1,000 people, up to 1,500 per some reports, have been killed in Syria, primarily in Latakia and Tartus, following clashes between the new government's forces and Assad loyalists. The majority of civilian deaths, hundreds to over 1,200, are Alawites. Okay, the majority are Alawites targeted in revenge attacks, not Christians. Okay, Christians have been killed with confirmed cases like Tony Petrus, Fadi Petrus, and a priest's father in Benias, totaling at least 7 to 10 deaths. Okay, so again, that's what we have. Estimates suggest a likely range of 20 to 40 deaths of Christians, which is far less from the Alawites, right? So when it comes to the death of Alawites, we're talking potentially more than 1,000. When it comes to the death of Christians, we're talking 20 to 40. Again, every single one of them is a tragedy. Please understand that I'm not trying to dismiss the importance of the death of Christians. I'm just saying they're exaggerated. The numbers that it's very harmful to Christians in Syria when Christians out of Syria exaggerate the number of Christians who are dying. This is very dangerous for the Christian. Like, I'm sure the Christians in Syria are not appreciating this. Okay, because a lot of people are like, because now, if you say thousands of Christians have died and then we realize that it's less than 40, then people are going to be like, 40. Like 40 Christians have been killed. And people are not going to care as much because they're going to compare it to the number that you just mentioned. Claims of hundreds of thousands lack evidence. Social media and figures like Tucker Carlson and Peter Sweden have exaggerated incidents into a mass Christian genocide, alleging widespread church burnings and executions. Unverified ex-posts claim like 210 or tens of thousands, clashing with detailed reports. Syrian Christian leaders on March 8th mentioned on March 8th in the March 8th statement, and fact checks from DW, guys. For example, I have the DW for people who are saying, what are your sources? I have the DW fact checks right now if you want me to post it in the chat. So here's some DW fact checks. Like, DW is a really good, people are like, oh, Armin, where are you getting your sources from? Are you like, you're just following Islamists? No. Okay. Like, do you not? DW has very good fact checks, right? And that's the link to it. One of them. Okay. So Christian leaders from Syria are actually denying, and these fact checkers are that Christians are the primary targets, emphasizing Alawite focus. The new government led by Ahmed al-Shara pledges minority protection through isolated violence, though isolated violence persists. Okay, so it's very interesting that when we target, when Alawites are being targeted, Christians go around the world and shout, oh, Christians are being targeted, Christian genocide is happening, and the news says something else. This just makes them lose credibility, unfortunately. Historical Christian persecution by ISIS and current instability fuel fear. So, for example, ISIS had very high Christian persecution happened under ISIS, right? So that is true, and that has remained in the memory of a lot of people. So whenever they see in the Middle East Islamists just killing other people, they're like, oh my god, the Christians are being genocided upon. And like, no. Amplified by external advocates for attention or political gain. Local leaders are more measured. So the Christian leaders in Syria are actually a lot more careful and measured when they are describing what's happening. This is like mostly Christians outside of Syria who are fucking, exaggerating all of this shit. Okay. And by the way, guys, this is all. So Brandon's saying, yeah, unfortunately for them, that's why you don't fucking exaggerate. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And to be fair to the Christians in Syria, they are not doing this. Okay. A lot of this fucking exaggeration is coming from Christians outside of Syria. Again, not all of them, right? Which is a huge disservice to the Christians. Yeah, exaggeration is basically lying. One thing is to misremember, another is to flat out. It's one thing to misremember, but it's another to flat out add more to what's happened. Yeah. But again, videos like this. So you put an exaggeration of the numbers, but then you release a video like this, and this guy is saying like, "Oh, we're gonna come kill all the Christians," and the Christians, like so many people, are like, "Okay, that's all the evidence I need to think that the numbers that are being reported are, true." I mean, you could see some people here in the live chat like, "Armin, do you say the numbers are not real? What about this?" I'm like, "Dude, are not self-contradicting. Like, those are not contradicting each other." So if you see a video like this, a lot of people think like, "Well, that's the evidence. That's the evidence. There you go. That's it." Let me see. I have so much more shit to show you. Like, I'm not gonna do this one. That's long. People are trying. So no, I'm not going to read this one because this is going to be long text. I already read these for myself, so I can make sure that I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking to you guys. But let me actually show you this so you could see how much fucking misinformation is happening. Yes, this is actually good for me to show you guys, right? This is good. So let me actually, I mean, I don't know. This is Arabic, and a lot of you guys are going to be like, "Oh my God, this is Arabic, so it cannot be trusted," right? But let me show on the screen first this one. Go maybe read this one. This is DW. It gets you. I mean, I shouldn't scroll down because it might show you things that I cannot show you on YouTube, right? But let me check this Twitter fact check. This one seems to not have anything that I cannot show. Yeah, this one seems safe. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, this one seems safe. Let me show you how much fucking misinformation is spreading on social media. Okay. Look at this. Okay. Amid the unfolding events on the Syrian coast on March 8th, by the way, Susanna found this. Thank you so much, Susanna. Manipulation in Syria's online space has reached staggering levels. Fake news, miscontextualized content, and outright disinformations have spread like wildfire. Here's what our team debunked. Okay, so look at this. False report claimed that President Ahmed al-Shara was assassinated. These rumors stem from manipulated YouTube videos. Al-Shara appeared in a recorded speech addressing the latest developments. Okay, so here's the false one and here's the right one. Okay, a video falsely claimed that Syrian forces executed a Christian priest named Johanna Boutros. The Greek Orthodox are what the fuck? I don't know how to pronounce this. He denied his existence. What the fuck? So this person didn't even, confirming his stories a fabrication. So this person didn't even exist. Despite this, Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson amplified similar claim, fueling disinformation. Wow. Oh my. Elon Musk would never amplify misinformation. Come on. This cannot be right. Elon Musk amplified misinformation? No. This I don't believe. Okay. 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 Oh wait, Gigi is saying whether you're a Christian, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, agnostic, Sufi, Shia, whatever, an Islamist takeover is not going to end well for you. These people, I mean, al-Shara doesn't seem to be motivated right now, at least by Islamist agenda, even though a lot of his forces do have Islamist agenda. Okay, he seems to be trying to copy the Saudi Arabian model. Okay, which is not Islamist at all. Okay, which is, and to be honest, that's anti-Islamist. Okay. All right, so yeah, I regret all. That's funny. All right, so this one is saying a viral video allegedly showing Syrian forces looting Alawite homes was misrepresented. In fact, the footage published by Sana this month documents the Syrian authorities recovering stolen goods amidst instability in the coastal city of Latakia. Oh, so the very opposite of what was happening. Wait a minute. So look at this. They are posting pictures suggesting that Syrian forces were looting Alawites' home, but the actual information was that Syrian forces were trying to recover stolen goods to give it back to the people. That was the actual thing that was happening. Basically, the very opposite of what was being reported. Look at this. Claims that Syrian forces banned media from covering arrests and summary executions are based on a forged document. The alleged directive was altered from February 14th order on military asset transfers. Okay, so they forged the document. Okay, here's another one. A widely shared video claimed that Syrian aircraft bombed civilian homes with barrel bombs. In reality, the footage shows Israeli airstrikes on Kusaya, Lebanon in December 2024. A video, and here's a video claimed to show Turkish military reinforcement entering SDF areas after coastal tensions. The footage is actually from October 19th, originally published by Anadolu Agency. No evidence confirms new Turkish reinforcements. And then a viral video claimed to show an Alawite family being shot by HTS and Turkish mercenaries. Our team research shows the footage was recorded in January 2025 and actually documents Israeli forces attacking a family in Atia, I don't know, somewhere in Lebanon. So I don't know what this is, but let me actually see this one. Okay, a Verify Syria team member, verified, I think. Verify is a name. Okay, a Verify Syria team member debunked rumors of mass killing inside a church in Beni. A lot of this is regarding Christians, right? You see a lot of this misinformation is regarding attacks on Christians, killing. Guys, there's a lot of Christian institutions and Christian media personalities that are very motivated in suggesting that Christians are always being attacked. That's why you see a lot of this exaggerations. Again, guys, eventually it will happen. Eventually, we are going to have mass killings of Christians, and some of these idiots in the chat come and say like, "Armin, we told you. See, Christians are being attacked." I'm like, yeah. This is an actual real example, you fucking idiots. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Okay, so mass killing inside the church. Okay. However, he confirmed that Jihad Bishara, the church priest's father, was killed amid the violence. Okay, so the priest was dead, but the mass killing claim was wrong. Okay, so it keeps going and going and going. Should I keep reading? You get the picture. Oh no, there's only 2 more left, so let me read them. Wait, let me actually see. Yeah. Did I know I mispronounced some of these. Sorry, guys. A widely shared video allegedly from a fallen regime member's phone claimed to show summary executions of civilians. The footage actually dates back to 2013 and documents a massacre committed by Assad's forces in Tartus. Wow. That's actually Assad forces. Amazing. The very opposite of what the claim was supposed to be. And I think this is the last one. Yeah. They claim that the fighter in a viral video speaking about crimes committed by certain factions against civilians in the coastal region is a remnant of the fallen regime is false. His Instagram post confirmed he joined military factions before the regime's collapse. Okay, so we get the picture. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. No, this is okay. So look at this idiots in the chat. I already showed you that a lot of this fucking shit is being debunked on DW. I even posted the link for you guys, right? And a lot of this has been verified by multiple sites. Okay. Hold on, let me show you this. So interesting that the channel you're quoting is only debunking one-sided claims. Okay, but they have been debunked. You understand that? They have been debunked. and this, and by the way, and also the thing that the media that I'm sourcing is actually a fact-checking media source. So let me actually check this person. Syrian media platform. Yeah, this is a legitimate. Let me actually check. Let me make sure. Okay. I'm doing this, checking this live. Yeah. These are easy to. All of this is easy to check, even if you don't believe what I'm. Platform. Okay, so the platform that I'm using, this group that I'm using that you're not trusting, is Verify Psi, which is a Syrian fact-checking platform established in early 2016 to combat the spread of misinformation. The platform is an accredited signatory to the International Fact-Checking Network, which is IFCN, and has been a fact-checking partner in the Middle East and North Africa region. Oh, it's also been a Facebook fact-checking partner. So Facebook has partnered with this group for fact-checking in the Middle East and North Africa region since 2019. Media bias fact check rates verify this as least biased. Okay, so oh my god, I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. And Becca, look at this. You're trying to say that, like and Becca saying, Armin, stop quoting this one-sided propaganda channel. Sometimes you just seem naive and oblivious. I love how I fucking humiliate people who try to come and say this bullshit without actually checking themselves, right? They just don't like what I'm reporting, and they're like, you're so naive. Well, let's see who looks naive right now, right? This fact-checking media, I mean, I'm dealing with, I go and look at these things. Even if I'm wrong, I'm wrong based on the best available information. What is your fucking excuse? Your excuse is like, I don't like what I'm hearing, so it's wrong. If somebody says something that I'm wrong, you saw on this very live stream, I came and corrected myself with somebody basically caught one of my fallacies, one of my overgeneralizations. I corrected myself with no problem. But I'm not going based on feelings. I'm actually double checking. I have no problem saying, oh, okay, well, that was wrong. I double checked. Okay, but you are, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You're just like, oh, I don't like it, so this is bias. At least spend some time checking, because look at what I'm reading. If I read something here that suggests that what I'm using is not a good source, I would like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe this I shouldn't have been using this. But look at this. Media bias fact check rates Verify as least biased due to its efforts to address misinformation from both pro-Assad and anti-Assad narratives. This is good. Okay, so however, let's be honest. However, they note that the platform's factual reporting is mostly factual because of lack of transparency regarding funding sources and of unavailable claims about their NGO registration in Turkey. Therefore, while Verify Psi is generally considered credible, some concerns about their transparency persist. Okay, so they are rated as least biased, and also they are labeled as mostly factual. Okay, so guys, these things are checkable. You don't have to go by your guts. Okay, and also I even posted the DW fact-checking sources about these very claims of these exaggerations in the chat as well. And I think a lot of you know DW's credibility is like more than these other places as well, right? All right, let me see what we have here. Susanna has more shit here. So, okay, so these are the long analysis, which I've already read. I don't want to read long walls of text for you guys because I know a lot of you. Oh, yeah, I promised you something. I promised you. So most of what I've shown you guys so far was found by Susanna. But here's something that Susanna will find interesting if she's here, because this might be not correct. Okay, let me be honest. Okay, this is just a suspicion that I have, and could be because I don't have any evidence for this. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like my spidey senses is telling me that this is somehow related to the Islamic Republic. Okay, somehow, and let me show you why I think that. And you could correct me. You could tell me how correct you think I'm being. Oh, you guys thought when I said DW, I was mentioning David Wood? Like, oh yeah, I mean, the guy is great, especially when he attacks Islam. But I wasn't. I wouldn't considering him a worldly recognized source of unbiased reporting. Like DW is. What does it stand for? Deutsche something. What does that stand for? Hold on, guys. I have a cold. Yeah, DW News. Okay, not DW as in David Wood. No offense to David Wood, but he is not a widely recognized, unbiased, mainstream source of news, in the world. Okay, so again, no offense to David Wood. That's just true. Hold on, guys, I have a cold. Let me just clean my nose 1 second. I think that's good. Okay, so where was it? Okay, let me show you this. Let me show you why I think. Okay, by the way, guys, I didn't add this thing in the corner. Okay, this is Musa commentary Twitter account decided to add this. I'm just interested in the video. Okay, so let's listen to this video. I don't know why they added that in the corner. Okay, let's just bear with me.
البته این مهاجمینی که گفتم هر کدوم یه غرضی دارن.
So this is Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, and this was back in December 2024. So watch this.
اهدافشون
So wait.
البته این مهاجمینی که گفتم هر کدوم یه غرضی دارن.
I think he's saying these aggressors, these invaders, each one of them have their own agenda.
اهدافشون با هم متفاوت است.
So guys, now we're in Persian territory. Now I can translate. Okay, I can when it's Arabic I can't translate. When it's Persian I can translate now. Okay, and he says they all have different intentions. Okay, so he's basically saying the enemies of our enemies have different intentions. Okay, yeah, sure. Wow, really? Hot take.
بعضی‌ها از شمال سوریه یا جنوب سوریه دنبال تصرف سرزمینن.
So he's saying some of them from north of Syria or south of Syria, they're trying to get more land. Okay, they're trying to invade and basically gobble up more land.
بعضی‌ها آمریکا به دنبال این است که جاب‌های خودش رو در منطقه محکم کنه.
So like some of them, like United States, America, is trying to strengthen its positions in different places.
اهدافشون اینهاست.
Those are their intentions.
و زمان نشان خواهد داد که ان شاء الله هیچ کدام به این هدفها نخواهند رسید.
So he's saying, and time will show that none of them will be able to reach any of these goals. None of these goals will be reached. Okay, so Allahu Akbar. So he's saying God is greater. So that's what they're chanting. They're chanting Khamenei, basically the very person that's sitting in front of them, is the supreme leader. Okay. Deaf to whoever is against the guardians of the jurist. Deaf to America. Death to Israel, death to the hypocrites, death to the infidels and the hypocrites. Wait, no, this is death to Israel. Which country did they? But are they still saying death to England? Wait, or did they say death to Israel twice? What the fuck? Yeah, they said death to Israel twice. This was the placeholder for England before. Yeah, the last one, which is to Israel, is like supposed to be seen with said with a lot more strength. See that all the people they said death to, the strongest one is always reserved for Israel. Oh, so they said English, really? They still saying death to England? Okay. Because I heard Israel, but English, they said English. Okay, so death to anybody who's against the supreme leader, death to the infidels and the hypocrites, death to United States, death to England, which is weird because they have an embassy with them, death to Israel. Okay. Guys, we were included. Yay! Do you feel good to be included? Because they say death to the infidels. I feel so included. Okay, that's nice.
تصرف شده سوریه به وسیله جوانان غیور سوری.
Oh, this is the part. This is the part that we were actually. I forgot why we're listening to this. This is the part. This is the reason why we're listening.
مناطق تصرف شده سوریه به وسیله
So he's saying the parts of Syria that has been taken over
جوانان غیور سوری آزاد خواهد شد.
will be freed by the youth of Syria, the honorable youth of Syria. Let me see how Qayyur. How do you translate Qayyur, guys? Liberated by youth, guys. Per Iranians in the chat, Qayyur, is that somebody who has Qayrat? Yeah. So basically saying the great youth of Syria will basically retake the invaded part of Syria. So basically this idiot has lost everything in Syria. They have been humiliated in Syria. Their puppet Assad has fallen, and instead of like just going home and licking his wounds, he's like, once more fight. Yeah, so exactly, Carl is saying some heavy coping coming. He's promising that this is not the end, that he's promising that Syria will be brought back into the axis of resistance. Oh, proud. Okay. The proud youth of Syria will take this back. When this video came back, a lot of people read this statement as a declaration of war with the existing regime in Syria, with Ahmad al-Shara. Because they came into power, Assad has fallen. So is the Islamic Republic going to accept this new regime? Khamenei just came out and promised in December that no, when he says invaded land, he considers Ahmad al-Shara to be a puppet of the Zionists or the imperialist West. Take your pick. And he says that it will be liberated back. It will be, so meaning that it will not be tolerated, that Syria will come back to the axis of resistance, right? This was a declaration of war. Let me see what else he says.
غیور سوری آزاد خواهد شد.
Oh, they said inshallah, God willing.
شک نکنید این اتفاق خواهد افتاد.
He says, do not doubt that this will happen. So he has promised that Syria will be freed from Jolani and co. Oh,
جاپای آمریکا هم قرص نخواهد شد به توفیق الهی.
Oh, I'm saying the standing of United States will also not be strengthened.
با حول و قوه الهی.
With the power of Allah. Okay.
آمریکا هم به وسیله جبهه مقاومت از منطقه اخراج خواهد شد.
So he's saying, with the power of Allah, United States will be kicked out of this region by the axis of resistance. So he's considering everything is happening in Syria to be America's doing, and he's saying the axis of resistance would be getting rid of all of that. Okay, so this was a promise. You already said all of this. Are you not? Do you guys not get tired of saying this? Like you just said this fucking 10 seconds ago. Yeah, Magdal English. What the? I still can't get over the fact that they still say "death to England" in the middle of their chants. Like there is, the Islamic Republic and England and the UK have diplomatic relationships right now. Why would the UK not close its embassy over? They're chanting "death to England." I still can't get over that. Deaf to the hypocrites and kuffar. Kuffar is basically everybody who's not a Muslim. They're basically saying deaf to the entire, to the most of the fucking planet. Okay, Khamenei is coughing, and he never used to cough during his speeches. Okay, some I don't know if he's getting weaker. Okay, so this is him. I don't know if it's a cold or if it's something more serious. Let me see. Here he said, Khamenei is still coping on Syria. Here he said, I foresee the emergence of a strong, honorable force in Syria. Syrian youth have nothing to lose. School, universities, home streets, and lives are unsafe. They must stand firmly and resolutely against those who designed and implemented this insecurity, and God willing they will overcome them. So basically he said the same shit again. This was again back in December. Okay, yeah, same shit over here. Okay, and then this is I think the same thing over there as well. Okay, so Khamenei delivers a speech in Syria on Syria, saying that the fall of Assad was orchestrated by the United States and Israel. He added that the group in power in Syria now won't rule for long, as the Syrian youth will topple them. Okay, so those are a lot of fucking promises, a lot of promises by Khamenei, a lot of words, a lot of promises. Okay, and then we saw the the pro-Assad Alawites start the fight that we all of us. And guys, I know for a fact that these people have a record of attacking one side to try to trigger a response from them, right? So imagine this: the Khamenei, his axis of resistance, pretend to be defenders of Alawites, okay? But what I think has happened here, again, maybe I'm wrong, I think they actually try to create a situations where Alawites will be killed, civilians, so that we get a chain of revenge going on here, chain of violence going on here, right? They knew what would happen if they get some of their pro-Assad proxies in Syria go out and trigger something like this, because they knew that even though Jolani wants for his forces not to go after civilians, he knows the level of hate that exists within a lot of these people over the experiences that they had under Assad. And this was just like gunpowder just waiting to be lit, and they just needed an excuse. They were just waiting for an excuse. And Khamenei was like, oh, you want an excuse to kill some Alawites? Well, here's an excuse to kill some Alawites. And they started an attack from pro-Assad Alawites, some pro-Assad Alawites people on the pro-regime people, and killed some civilians as well. And they just waited for the other side to come and just go fucking crazy on Alawite civilians, right? and yep, this is the result. This is the result. So guys, peace. If I know this Jolani guy used to be ISIS and Al Qaeda or something like that, mostly Al Qaeda, but he was Al Qaeda, worked with ISIS. That's the accurate version of saying it, right? But honestly, if that man, okay, manages to figure out a way to create some peace with the Kurds and the Druze, and just let Israel come and fucking do whatever they want, and then once they're done, then have peace with them. Like, don't retaliate with Israel. Just shut the fuck up. They're stronger. Let them do whatever the fuck they want, okay? Just know your place, okay? Know your place. Give up on the Golan Heights, okay? It's not yours, especially Hermon Mountain. Hermon Mountain is Israel's. You know it's theirs. You know it's theirs. But just bring some stability to this area. That would be devastating. It would be fucking devastating for the Islamic Republic if Ahmad al-Shara is successful in reducing tensions in Syria. Okay, the main people that want Syria to go fucking get chaotic is the Islamic Republic. So if we get peace in Syria, it's good for obviously the Syrian people first, but it's also good for Israeli people, and it's also good for anti-Islamic Republic, okay, people. Let me actually to tell you how fucking disgusting the whole situation is. Let me play some videos that I cannot show you, but I can maybe describe to you what the fuck I'm seeing, so you guys understand the evil, the fucking evil that we're dealing with here. Let me actually. Okay, I need to make sure I do not share my screen at all while I'm doing this, because we will get into some serious fucking trouble on this channel if I show you even a second of what I'm about to read to you guys. Okay, so, well, this one is not as bad, but I went and checked if I could show this, and apparently I can't even show this. I will not play this video. I will just show you the caption. So this is so why are the media and the West ignoring this? This is shameful. This is in Israel or Gaza. It's about Islamists, Al Qaeda, and the Muslim Brotherhood terrorists now controlling the Syrian regime, attacking minorities, and burning women and babies in their homes. Okay, so I don't trust this person anymore. I think this guy is like I don't know, this Amjad. The description of what's happening is not. It's about Islamists, Al Qaeda, and Muslim Brotherhood terrorists now controlling the Syrian regime. The Syrian regime doesn't want this to happen. This is not killing Alavite civilians. Is not in the best interest of the current Syrian regime. Okay, this is not a demonstration of the current Syrian regime wanting to do such things. This is a demonstration of the current Syrian regime not having full control over their people, over its forces, over its allies, over the people that came under its umbrella. That's what's happening. I know everybody just wants to do black and white, like, oh my god, this guy was Al Qaeda or ISIS, so fucking they're pure evil. But I mean, real life is not that black and white. So, I know your level of analysis is child level here. Is like, yeah. So just look at people's interests. Especially look at people's financial interests. Okay. And you will get a better understanding of what the fuck is happening. Yeah. Why would Al Jolani want this? Do you understand that this is actually against everything he wants? This is him not having a leash over the people that are supporting him, right? Anyways, let me play to you. Guys, when I put myself on the screen and I play the audio, so the video that I'm not going to show, do you get the audio? Are you hearing this? Are you hearing this? Mhm. Yes, okay, you're saying. Okay, so it sounds like shooting. Okay. So I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna describe what I'm seeing because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, okay? So you can see there's a crowd under a building. Okay, so this is the crowd, that's the building. One guy from here started shooting at the building, okay? And then what happened? And this is a residential building, and now like it seems like the entirety of the people in that street with their guns, they all start shooting into that residential building, and the building is now lit, like it's like everybody is shooting into the residential building. Yeah, so this was like a whole residential building being like completely lit. Everybody, imagine like so many guns, like the entirety inside the houses was like filling with bullets and stuff like that. Okay, so now let me watch this one. I'm gonna describe some of these again. Susanna found these for me. Let me see if this is a description. Okay, so this one I'm not gonna show. Oh my god, I can't even. Oh my god, this is so hard to watch. So again, I'm not gonna play this video. Just let me show you what's on the screen for a second. So this guy is standing with this large stick here, right? And there are people in front of him that are these Alawites that are being made to walk like dogs in front of him. So these are again, so again, it says Syrian government forces, right? So yeah, these are Syrian government forces, but they are not following commands. The command was for them not to do this. They are Syrian government forces. They are disobeying commands from the government, and they're beating Alawite civilians who are forced to crawl on the ground next to the corpses of executed Alawite civilians. Shot at the end of the video. Whoa! Shot at the end of the video should give you a hint what happened with them. Okay, so these are people who are right next to their family members who are being shot. They recorded this video being humiliated. Again, this is very important for them to humiliate these people, and making them walk like dogs and making dog noises is a huge important, like it's seen as a major humiliating factor. Yes, yeah, I will show that. I will show that as well. I mean, I will not show that. I will describe it as I'm playing it. Right. So what I'm watching right now. Let me play this, and without you guys seeing it. So the Alawite civilians are walking like dogs, crawling on the ground, and that man with the stick is like fucking like hitting them with that large stick. Again, YouTube, I'm not showing these things. I'm not showing anything gruesome. I'm just describing what. And they're bragging. The guy is coming in front of the camera and bragging about, like, I don't know, he's like very proud of it. So. Okay, this is very hard to watch, honestly. And they're crawling next to to other people from the community that are shot. Like you can see, they're crawling next to the corpses while walking like dogs. That guy is not going easy with that fucking stick. Like he's using all his force to hit them with that giant stick. Again, these are not armed forces. These are civilians wearing civilian clothing that are doing like that. They are doing this to civilians. He's saying Alhamdulillah, Ya Azza wa Jal. Holy fuck, man. Thank you for reminding us that this is Islam. Thank you, the person who's reminding us that this is all Islamic. Okay, and I'm seeing corpses right next to them. Okay, so they're shooting. So a lot of those people that they humiliated and hitting them, you know, they also, a lot of them get shot after the humiliation. Okay, so that was fucking that. So let me see what this one is saying. So again, a lot of these videos, guys, by the way, I also checked all of these, because I'm not going to just trust a fucking random video on Twitter, right? when I saw them crawling, I went and checked legitimate media sources that is this happening? Is this video from before? Is this video recent? And no, it's confirmed. This whole making them walk like dogs, making them bark like dogs before shooting them or hitting them. This happened in March 2025 in Syria. So to be honest, it didn't tell me that this specific video was one of those, but that is these acts that I'm watching. I confirmed before the live stream that yes, that is happened in March this month in Syria right now. Okay, so even if both the dog barking, like humiliation, and the hitting and the numbers, I checked the numbers as well. Okay. So this one I cannot even show on the screen, even because the pictures are of corpses. So I cannot even watch this we can't even watch this for a second. But this capture, so I'm watching a lot of corpses of Alawites on the ground. That's what I'm watching, like large number of people on the ground. It says Bashar al-Assad in Syria was keeping the country stable and protecting minority groups from Islamists. I don't like the caption. Okay, so first of all, yeah, it's true that this is fucking horrible. Alawites should not be treated like this. But to suggest that Bashar al-Assad was the good guy in this equation, that was holding Syria together, yeah, Bashar al-Assad killed more Syrians, way more Syrians than the numbers that we have here. Fucking bullshit. Like, this caption is fucking idiotic, saying now there is a mass Christian genocide in Syria and the media is suppressing it. No, the media is not suppressing it. There's Christian killings. There's no mass Christian genocide, you fucking liar. The Alawites, a Shia minority in Syria, are being ethnically cleansed by leader Ahmad al-Shara thugs. Okay, guys, by the way, that last part is no, okay, so here's the Alawites, a Shia minority in Syria, are being ethnically cleansed by leader Ahmad al-Shara thugs. Okay, yes, by his thugs maybe, but against his orders. I'm not trying to defend the guy. This is just the truth. Also, I was criticized on this stream for saying Alawites are Shia. A lot of people told me, no, Armin, they're not Shia. It depends on what you mean by Shia. Okay, they're obviously, their beliefs are closer to Shia Islam than Sunni Islam, and Iranian authorities, even before the Islamic Republic, mullahs in Iran branded them as Shia enough to be considered Shia. Okay, so the definition of Shia is not like set in stone. It depends how you define a Shia, but a lot of people consider them to be not Shia. But according to the environment I grew up in and the teachings that I was exposed to, they are. The Iranian regime is motivated to consider Alawites to be Shia in an effort to increase its Shia influence in the region. Okay, but even if that's an exaggeration to call them Shia, their beliefs are so much closer to Shia beliefs than Sunni beliefs. Now, Alawites is referring to both. Maybe it's a belief. It's more belief category than. It's kind of like a mix of ethnicity, but it's mostly categorized by a belief that is inherited by a certain group of people. So it's a mix of all of these things, right? They have their own beliefs, so it is also a belief system. Yeah. Anyways, we're not here to discuss theology, but let me go to more atrocity videos. But they do have a certain belief system to themselves. It's not just an ethnicity. To call it an ethnicity is dismissing their own specific beliefs that they have. Okay, so here's a video that I don't see any violence in this one, but I'm still not going to show it because I think it's humiliating enough for YouTube to have a problem with it. I don't know, guys. Do you think YouTube will have a problem with people being forced to? Yes, I think it would have a problem. Forced to kneel on the ground and howl like dogs. Yeah. Yeah, I think YouTube will have a problem with me showing that.
يلا يلا عوي
Okay, so I'm not even going to play this audio. This is just people forcing a whole bunch of Alawites to kneel on the ground and just like howl like dogs, right? So I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to play that. Which is this. I just wanted you guys to see. By the way, this is like amazing culture, right? Like all cultures are equal, right? This is fucking like where are the pro-Palestinian people? I don't understand. Imagine if like an IDF soldier did this to a Palestinian. This would be fucking global news everywhere, wouldn't it? Imagine if we had a video of an IDF soldier forcing people in Gaza to kneel on the ground and howl like dogs for humiliation, right? This, I mean, it would be, I mean, honestly, it would be justifiably global news, but why this is not getting nearly as much attention? He says bark? Okay. But he howled. He didn't, yeah, anyways, I don't care. So this keeps going for a while, by the way, this video. I'm not going to play that. So here's another picture of a whole bunch of corpses on the ground. And somebody, the caption says, outrageous. Oh, this one is a good caption, actually. Listen to this. This is Loe al-Sharif. Okay, this is an Arab man. Arab posted this, or a woman, I don't know, saying, outrageous. Israel is killing Alawite civilians purposefully. Oh, sorry for the typo. Now that I have your attention, these atrocities were actually committed by radical Islamists in Syria. Where is your outrage? Where are the protests? That was a very clever caption. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I like that caption. Okay. Let's go more atrocities. This is, I know, guys, I know this is very hard to consume this content. I just wanted to let you know, show you how equal all cultures are. Okay, this is the type of cultural enrichment that we all need. Okay, I can definitely not show you this one. Why am I even sharing that screen? I shouldn't even share that screen. Yeah, oh, because of the audio. That's why I'm doing it. I just want to make sure I accidentally don't do something. Okay, so I'm watching a boy that looks like a teenage boy standing, and somebody has a gun that is standing right in front of him. And the caption says, this is what Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara gang is doing, killing children just because they're Alawites. Okay, this is clearly a very young boy. Let me just watch the video and see what happens. Yep, yeah, just shot the boy point blank in his face. And now shooting him to finish the job. Fucking hell. And again, I appreciate them saying Allah Akbar because I want people to know this where this barbarity is coming from. Fucking disgusting. I don't know. This is going to, I think this is going to affect me. Every time I watch videos, something like these, I think like a piece of me inside is broken for a long time. I don't want these things. I don't want to be desensitized to these things. So this caption. Oh my god, what is this? Can I even play this? What the fuck? Okay, so the caption again is saying hundreds Christian, Druze, and Alawites. It was amazing how they put the Alawites at the end, given that the Alawites are the main targets. It says hundreds of Christian, Druze, and Alawites. Yeah, the Alawites are being killed in thousands, and you put Christians. Okay, fine. Hundreds of Druze and Christians and Alawites have been slaughtered in Syria in under 48 hours by al-Jalani's terrorist government. Again, Jolani, I don't know why he says Jalani. Jolani himself did not command any of these things. They have filmed the slaughter. I mean, not that, I mean, anything is possible. Maybe he did, but there's no evidence for that. They have filmed the slaughter and posted it online to celebrate, and not a single legacy media outlet has covered the story. That's also not true. I mean, I don't blame the media. Like he's saying, not a single legacy media outlet has covered the story. No, lady, every single legacy media has actually covered the story. it just hasn't been, people haven't been reacting to it as strong as other stories. Like why do people exaggerate this? Is it true that this is not getting as much attention as if it was Jews? Yes, but it has it like every single mainstream media I checked was covering this. So what if like people are not just consuming it as much? So let me actually see what happened here. The video that was shared. So they have piled a whole bunch of like civilians on the ground, on top of each other, and they're surrounding them, and they're celebrating with their guns. The fact that they're humiliating them and they're beating them up with their guns as they're celebrating this. They're walking on top of them. This is fucking disgusting. I think I'm gonna go puke after this stream. Okay, what is this? Okay, so I think I can show this one. Yeah, this one is there's no violence. Guys, like I really feel like dirty watching these things. I really feel like I really hope like this is, sometimes sometimes when I watch videos like this, I go watch like people videos of people randomly being kind to other people, that strangers, just to cleanse this experience. I think those are the best videos to watch after you see something like this. There are like some channels or some on YouTube that just shows you somebody who needs help and somebody just randomly coming up and being nice to them and helping them and just doing random acts of kindness. And I need to like whenever I need to restore my my feelings for humanity, when I see stuff like this, I go watch that. I don't know, yeah. But let me, yeah, I don't feel very good right now. Let me see what this is. This one. Saying one ISIS terrorist HTS films what they did to the Alawites town and testifies to the crime, saying all of Qardaha was destroyed, including 300 people killed. I swear, UN not worried as long as they can't blame it on Israel or Jews. Again, guys, again, this last line, I think a lot of people on our side exaggerate things. I'm also very, the UN very much angers me a lot. I also know that the UN has an anti-Jewish and anti-Israeli bias, and I acknowledge that, and I see that, and it disgusts me, and we talk about it. However, this is not accurate. The UN has condemned this. They do seem to be worried about this. They are actively monitoring the situation. So just because we want to criticize and condemn UN for their bias against Israel doesn't mean that we have to like exaggerate what's going on. Like I went and the UN actually came out, is monitoring the situation, and they seem very worried about this, and they are reporting this. So that is happening. So you don't have to say that. Where is this exaggeration? It's not black and white. So let me see what's happening, what this guy is saying. This guy is bragging about all the people in the city being killed by them.
وينك يا دكتور؟ الفرداحة تشوفها لبيت كلها. الفرداحة لبيت. فيا واللي فيا 300 قتيل والله.
Unicorn is saying, have they sent UN forces? Unicorn, UN forces don't go inside an active battleground. That's not what they do. UN forces usually enter when there is an agreement. They go there to use their UN soldiers as human shields, so that both sides is not motivated. Like when has UN actively sent soldiers into an active battleground for this to be their first time? The United Nations soldiers are mostly enter an area when after an agreement is made between different parties, for them to be there so that both sides is not motivated to shoot that area, because then UN soldiers would die. That's what they usually do. Yeah. Oh, Sarah is saying it's been a while that the leftist and Islamist alliance has been uncovered. Yes. Gora Dem. Wait. Yes. Yeah, actually, we noticed, like, every time stuff like this happens, we kind of notice their hypocrisy. So here's another video that I cannot. Oh, let me put myself on the screen so I do not share this. Okay. This one is saying, watch Al Jolani's gangs again. Guys, be careful. A lot of people are motivated to a lot of what's happening to kind of suggest that this was Al Jolani, or basically his real name is Ahmed Al Shara. So they keep mentioning his name. He kept mentioning his name. But that's actually bad for Alawites. Okay. So guys, this is important. This is important for you guys to realize. So listen to me, okay? A lot of Alawites have been killed. A lot of people are blaming Jolani or Al-Shara. If you actually join them in blaming Jolani or Al-Shara, this is actually worse for Alawites. You should not participate, because Jolani or Al-Shara, he's actually the only thing right now that is standing between Alawites and a massacre, an act of genocide on Alawites that so much more greater than what we just saw. Like what will happen to Alawites if Jolani is not in power is going to be exponentially higher. This is going to look like nothing compared to the bloodbath if they had their way. So, yes, Jolani used to be Al-Qaeda and all of that shit, but right now, he's our only hope to save, the Alawites, the Christians, the Druze, and to maybe keep Syria together and stop a civil war, right? You want to say, like, oh, we can never trust an ex-Al-Qaeda person. These Islamists are all the same. Okay, sure. Maybe in your, like, I'm not saying you should trust them. I'm just saying there's nothing else. Even if you don't trust this guy, tell me, if he's not there, what the fuck are you going to do? Because if he's not there, it's not going to be an ex-Al-Qaeda person in charge. It's going to be ISIS-like people involved. Gigi is saying shit take, LOL. Yeah, shit take by you, because you actually didn't provide me any arguments. Your comment is a shit comment. You actually didn't tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me what you have in his place. Yeah, might he fail? Yes. But he's the best current thing, the best situation. Like who are you going to put in his place? Muhammad saying, Armin, how are you sure Jolani didn't make the order quietly and directly? I specifically said that. Okay, let me continue. How are you sure all he says isn't a facade for the West? Muhammad, when did I say I'm sure? Didn't I specifically said we can never be sure, but we don't have any evidence for this, and it also doesn't align with his interest? I specifically said everything is possible. I specifically even said, yeah, maybe he commanded it. If you actually go back a little bit, I specifically said that we can never be sure about these things. Everything is possible, right? But the evidence that we currently have suggests that it's just because he doesn't have full control over his forces. Oh, okay. So I would say I put the comment before you finish things. No, I said it earlier. If you go back like 5 or 10 minutes earlier, I specifically said, like, I said when I was saying Jolani didn't order this, I corrected myself. Like, well, based on the evidence that we have, we can never be sure. Everything is possible. Okay, that's what I said, right? But we can always just judge based on the interest that people have and based on the evidence that we have. Okay, based on the evidence that we have, Jolani is trying to get these people not to kill civilians, but they are motivated to kill civilians, and Jolani cannot control them, and that's why Israel is justified not to trust the situation in Syria. One, and also based on what would be advantageous for Jolani himself. You know, when if he's trying to say things that the West likes, he would also want to do things that the West likes, because there's a lot of potential money. It's not just the wealth. It's not just the West. It's also a lot of Arab countries. We're not talking about just Western countries. The things that Jolani are saying is also it's also very appealing to Saudi Arabia, UAE, Turkey. A lot of these countries, a lot of money could be flowing into Syria if Jolani does what he says he wants to do. So think about all that potential and all that money. He wants to make the West happy because that would remove the sanctions. He wants to make all the Persian Gulf adjacent Arab countries happy because that would make them united. That would make them. He went to Saudi Arabia for the exact same reason. It doesn't make any sense. Even if he doesn't care about civilians, it doesn't make any sense for him to want a civil war in Syria. It's within the interest of his political power and wealth and everything, financial interest, for you to create a united Syria that it doesn't have civil war. That's what is in the best interest of Jolani. It's not in the best interest in some of his armed forces who are more Islamic minded. What is this video? So you can watch Al-Jolani's gangs from Alawite villages and kill Alawites in them, and after beating gangs. So let me watch this. You know what? I don't want to watch any more of that. Okay, let me just get to your comments. I'm done. I already watched this once. Susanna sent me, and I'm watching it again. I think I need a break. Let me see what you guys are saying. So I was saying, Armin, what do you think you will no longer be able to read the news because of YouTube's rules? Armin, when do you think you will? Oh, okay, I read that wrong. Armin, when do you think you will no longer be able to read news because of YouTube rules? I think actually YouTube's rules are becoming less strict. We're actually heading in the right direction, and I think that might be because of, I don't know, less censorial attitudes on Twitter. But things are getting better on YouTube, not worse. It's still very censorial, but much better than before. We're heading in the right direction. I hope it continues. I hope Trump's idiotic tariffs doesn't make him. Well, I mean, if Trump seems to be wanting to crash U.S. economy, and if that makes him very unpopular. And you know when they tried to assassinate him and they failed, and he became very, very popular. So all of this anti-censorial attitudes were popular again. But if Trump's popularity drops, then everything that he stands for also drops, and then we might go back to being censorial again. Right now, we were going during a period that since everything, social media, tech companies were becoming less censorial, right? So we were enjoying that, okay. But the honeymoon, Trump and Elon Musk might become very unpopular, and then we might have a backlash to that, and we might get censorial again. So I don't know what's going to happen. Sarah saying, as long as the murderers party is Islamist, the leftists are silent. Yeah, okay, that's what Sarah was trying to say. Yes. It has to be the Jews. It has to be the Jews. If it's not the Jews, then it's not that big of a deal. Nike saying, Armin, what's the name of the user sending those videos? This last one? Wait, hold on. Azat al-Islam. No, Azat al-Salim. Which is who is a Yazidis. I think it's a Yazidi person. Yazidis are Islam. There's a blue check mark. Oh, this person has 180K subscribers, followers. Oh, it seems to be somebody interested in Yazidi plight, Yazidi genocide. So it seems like to be a Yazidi activist. Okay. Gora saying, "Hey guys, I was out and about earlier, and I heard on the radio that there is accusations by the UN about Israel conducting systematic rape on Gazans. Just wondering if you have heard about this." Yeah, I mean, this is a new one or is this an old one? I don't know. I haven't. The old ones I've seen. The new ones I don't know. The claim systematic is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Last time these accusations were made, we looked into it. It's not systematic. Obviously, any army will have some bad soldiers in it that will do some bad things, but there's systematic suggests that this is IDF's policy, which is fucking it ridiculous. It's like every time I check this, these are bullshit accusations. If there's a new one, then I have to look into it. But to suggest that the IDF systematically tries to include this as part of their strategy is a ludicrous accusation against IDF, which, to be fair, is actually the most humanistic army in history, based on what I've seen, with the highest standards. And Nina saying the silence of UN is very telling. Again, UN is not silent. It hasn't been silent. Like, I went and checked. I mean, it hasn't. It's just. So I've seen the footage on Sunday. I couldn't sleep all time. Sunrise. I heard it's far worse than the dog marches. No. Again, I went and checked. I saw so many people on Twitter saying UN is silent. So I just went, and within 2 minutes I saw that no, UN is not silent about this. It's just not getting as much attention because people are less interested. Again, I'm not. When I say US is not silent about it, it doesn't mean that I am condoning everything the United Nations does. I have a lot of criticism for the UN. Somebody saying, yes, you were generalizing attitude of the core of few cores. Freedom is every nation's wish. You were generalizing attitude of few cores. I wasn't. I mentioned that I'm specifically talking about Kurdish separatists. I'm not talking about the Kurdish people. I said very clearly, no offense to the Kurdish people. I was talking about Kurdish separatists. Okay, and freedom is every nation's wish. Freedom doesn't come in the form of you cutting pieces out of other countries that are already officially recognized as legitimate countries, that is recognized by every country in the world, right? That's not freedom, okay? This is you actually removing people's freedom. This is bringing war. This is bringing bloodbath. You could have freedom as Kurdish citizens of a country. That's what you should be fighting for. Cutting out pieces of other countries is actually against other people's freedom. And the Kurdish people are not a nation. It's just an ethnicity. There is no Kurdish nation. TBN is saying, Armin, you know what Kurd rebels would say. They attack us. We must unite, etc., etc. Yeah, unite with each other against abuse. Do not unite. I mean, yeah, unite with each other against, but do not become separatists. I know. Fight. I mean, to be honest, when I'm talking about separatist or terrorist activities, I'm talking about killing civilians. I'm talking about bombings. I'm talking about trying to change borders. If they are attacking you, that would not justify killing children. That does not justify cutting already existing countries into pieces. Again, I'm not talking about Kurdish people. You say the Kurds say, you mean the Kurdish terrorists and separatists, okay? Most Kurdish people are not like that, okay? I'm trying to use language that is not generalizing, okay? Renovatio is saying, guys, for example, most Kurdish people in Iran hate Kurdish separatists, okay? Most Kurdish people in Iran are patriots, are nationalists. They recognize their Iranian identity, Iranian identity over the Kurdish identity. Syrian identity over your Kurdish identity. That's important. Your Iraqi identity is more important. We are more interested in national identities and nationalism rather than ethnic identities. So if you're a Kurd in Iran, you're Iranian. If you're Kurd in Iraq, you're Iraqi. If you're Kurd in Syria, you're Syrian. If you're Kurd in Turkey, you're Turkish. You're a citizen of this country. So that's the identity that you should be fighting for. You should be fighting for having equal rights with every other citizen of that country. Your ethnic identity doesn't matter. And I don't know about the three other countries. I don't know about Iraq, Syria, or Turkey. Probably least in Turkey. I'm not sure. But in Iran, the vast majority of Kurds are just Iranians. And they're proud Iranians. And they're patriots. And they do not want to cut a piece out of Iran and make it into a Kurdistan. They want to remain in Iran. They're against separatists. Okay, Renovatio is saying, Armin, a lot of this is also coming from Russian pro-Assad X accounts, including those pretending to be Westerners. No, I'm talking about videos. YT YouTube channel. Preston Stewart did a breakdown of what's what's happening. Okay, so you're referring to something else. What's happening 2 days ago? 100% worth a watch. Okay, I misunderstood what you're saying. Okay, maybe wait, Preston Stewart, isn't that the same guy that is spreading misinformation regarding exaggerating the number of Christians who are being killed in Syria? Or is that something? Oh no, Preston Stewart. No, yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, Preston Stewart. That YouTube channel is fucking great. Yeah. No, these are very similar name. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yes, that is a very, very good channel. And he also shows the exaggerations that I'm talking about. Yes. Who am I thinking of that I'm confusing with the Peter Sweden? Okay, so no, these are two different names. Preston Stewart is fucking great. He has a great channel. He's very objective. He fact checks. That guy is great. And he also showed a lot of the exaggerations and the misinformation. Yes, Preston Stewart is fucking great. You're right. Right. I was thinking about this other person who was spreading misinformation, whose name is, there was two people that were exaggerating. One of them was Tucker Carlson, and the other one is Peter Sweden. Okay, so yeah. Okay, yeah. I know who you're talking about. He's great. I agree with you. Somebody saying legitimate resistance of Kurds. I mean, if you think separatism and terrorism is legitimate resistance of Kurds, you sound like the pro-Palestinian people. What is this? Was Assad more tolerant than the new regime is projected to be? The new regime, guys, the new regime is not even a regime yet, okay? Like, we don't have a... Jolani himself wants to be very tolerant. A lot of the people who are under him are not tolerant. So, how do you think the new regime, how would you describe the new regime? Based on the fact that Jolani himself is very motivated it seems like he's very motivated to be very tolerant, but some of his armed forces are extremely Islamic and extremely want to go and get revenge. Okay, so how would you describe the new regime based on that? And again, when it goes to Assad, I think it's very hard to outdo Assad when it comes to lack of tolerance. Arjun saying, what was Assad's motive to kill and torture people? What did he gain by that to stay in power? Simple. He killed his opposition. Kazal is saying, as an Iranian court, freedom for Iran, peace for Israel, peace and freedom and happiness for the world. Kazal, also, thank you so much for being here. Also, you're saying, as an Iranian court, do you support separatist movements? Like, I want people to see. I don't know if you do or not, but I just want to see. So you're an Iranian court. What do you think about separatist movements, separatist Kurdish movements? If she is still here. Are you still here? I would like to see what you have to say. Don't go. Muhammad Tariq is saying the amount of Syrian psychos living in Europe that either celebrated this or called for more killings was insane. I wish they would be deported back. Yeah, same. Maybe deport them out of. Is Kassel still here? I want to see what Kassel has to say about separatism. Okay. Hamid is saying, Armin, can I have your email address? You could contact Nima. People want to contact me, they can contact Nima because I cannot go through all my emails. So you could contact Nima as a volunteer who will go through the emails that are sent to me, and he will basically okay, I saw that. I will respond to that. Here's the email. Here's how you could. Nima will basically filter the emails that I have to see and send the important ones to me. So contact Nima with this email address, and the email is also in the description, and that's how you can contact me. Okay. So Kassal, who's a Kurd, Iranian Kurd, is saying no because I know the consequences. Fantastic. See, we have Iranian Kurds knows what's up. Okay, Iranian Kurds are Iranian first, and they do not support separatism. Thank you. This is a great demonstration of what I was talking about. So when you think I'm generalizing Kurds, no, I do not generalize in Kassal. Kajal. Okay, thank you. It's not Kassal, it's Kajal. Beautiful name. Kajal is here validating what I just said. Iranian Kurds know what's up. I'm proud of them. Proud of every single one of them. Well, every single one of them that is not a separatist or terrorist, which is most of them. Hamid is saying, hi, Armin, can I? Oh, I already answered that. I don't know what this is. Okay, what is this? And I don't even know this. And the MS and the MSM and every world organization are silent about it. No, guys, I show. Oh, mainstream media. MSM is mainstream media. No, guys, mainstream media is not silent about this. People are not consuming it. Every single mainstream media covered this story. Every single one of them. People are just not consuming it. Don't blame the mainstream media. Don't blame everything on the mainstream media, guys. You know, mainstream media a lot of times it gets things right. I mean, most of the best fact checkers come from mainstream media because they have the money and the resources to put. Like a lot of the journalists that actually put their life, mainstream media, it's not black and white. There's a lot of shit that they get wrong and we criticize them, but there's a lot of stuff that they do that is in our advantage. Also, a lot of shit that we criticize comes from their opinion pieces and their opinion anchors, like people who are there to express opinions, right? And some of their take, we don't like a lot of their takes. But the same mainstream media that we criticize all of the time, they also have some of the best journalists and some of the greatest fact checkers and some of the greatest investigative journalists and some people who actually risk their lives going into the most dangerous places to get us the news. I mean, a lot of the alternative media that criticizes mainstream media are people who are just sitting on the side like us here, and it's just basically analyzing stuff that comes from mainstream media that we would have never known if we didn't have mainstream media. Like we're just like sitting on the sidelines, them doing all the hard work, going there in the field, gather the information, and we basically take it and we analyze it, and then we also shit on them by like, yeah, it's not black and white. Just criticize when they're wrong, but also appreciate the fact that some of them are doing really great work. I mean, even within every outlet, there are good people and bad people within that same media. You know, they have good reporters, bad reporters, good opinions, bad opinions. You know, just let's just try to not be black and white and be like, oh, this is bad, this is good. Let's look at every opinion individually and judge it separately. I think that's the best thing to do. And again, when people said mainstream media was silent about this, it was so easy for me to check and see like, no, they weren't actually silent. Yeah, exactly. D is saying yes, alternative media gets news from mainstream media. So like, how could you be against like, oh, alternative media is better than mainstream media? Alternative media would be empty-handed if mainstream media wasn't there. Anyways, and I'm gonna go. I think I read enough comments. Okay, so somebody is saying, like Israel is security for Jews, Kurdistan is security for Kurds. That's a horrible take. when Israel was created, Israel did not take a piece out of any other country. Israel, the Jews went to a place that was no country. The Ottoman Empire had collapsed. This was a place that was no country was formed in that place. This is not a fair comparison. For you to create Kurdistan, today you have to cut pieces of already existing countries. That will bring bloodbath. When Jews went to Israel, that was a land that belonged to the Ottoman Empire, and now with the fall of the Ottoman Empire, no country had been formed there. There was no country there. And it was a place and a time that countries were being made. So it was a very good opportunity for Jews to have their own country, given that the entire world was hating on them. And the entire world wants to come, there's a lot of motivation for committing genocide on Jews all around the world. And the Kurds are not in the same situation that Jews were back then. And Kurds running a country is now taking other people's country, cutting into other people's country. This is a false analogy. And again, not all Kurds, just to be clear. And again, based on my experience with Kurdish people in Iran, the Iranian Kurds completely understand what I'm talking about. And they don't want any of this. Anyways. All right, guys, thank you for being here. This was an interesting discussion. I had a lot of, I know the last part was kind of like dark, but I really appreciate we had to go through that, because I think like we need to understand the severity. Sometimes we talk about people dying like in numbers, and sometimes we forget how fucking disgusting and violent each one of them is, including all of them. Okay, the Christians, the Alawites, the Druze, the Sunnis, all of it. Okay, it's fucking vile, it's fucking disgusting. All right, and sometimes we need to actually look. I mean, I looked at a lot of we need to hear or listen some of this fucking vile, disgusting shit that is happening, so that we don't get desensitized to people dying. Right, you saw those videos that I showed you at the beginning. People are just like celebrating death of people. Okay, sometimes we need to look into the ugliness of it, so that we become properly upset. Sometimes getting upset is important. Okay, we need to get upset. We don't want to get to a point where like, oh yeah, people dying, and then like not get affected by it. It's good that we get upset. We have to like try to keep that part of us that gets up. We don't want to get so upset that paralyzes us. Like, I don't want us like to go into consume so much misery, so that it basically makes us depressed, and so we become paralyzed and we cannot live properly. We just need to expose ourselves to but we don't want to also be completely ignorant of it. We need to make ourselves upset enough to keep our humanity alive, but also not so upset that we become paralyzed and completely want to wash our hands from all the news. Okay, so become so upsetting so that we don't want to consume this content anymore, so that we don't become aware. We have to find the right balance here. Oh, Carl, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate the super sticker. Okay, guys, make sure you like the stream. I think that we did a good job here together. This was a team effort. Make sure like we did this together, especially Sarah and Susanna. You two were amazing this stream. Like, a lot of people just see me doing all the work here, but I'm doing like, I think 20% of the work. Today's stream was done by a lot of it by Sarah and Susanna for all the research that she did for me ahead of time, and Sarah for monitoring the chat and making sure that you guys are part of the discussion and making this into a team effort. That part was done by Sarah. So thank you to both of you, and thank you for everybody who is liking the stream and commenting. And guys, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell notification. Guys, this is what we do here. We try to do this all together. Like when we do live stream, like when we look in the news, it's not just me talking together. This is a two-way conversation, and that's what the people who follow this channel, that's the part of it that I think they like the most. The fact that this is a conversation between all of us together in the live chat live, right? So if you enjoyed that, make sure you hit the bell notification. Don't just subscribe, hit the bell notification, so that next time I go live, you get to be part of the conversation as well. Okay, and recommend this channel. Tell people to come and subscribe to Atheist Republic. And yeah, okay. And also thank you to everybody who bought memberships and super chats, guys. If you're financially secure, please consider becoming a member. We're trying to get into 1,000 members. If we get to 1,000 members, we're financially freaking safe and secure. We don't never have to have any money problems here at the channel ever again. So 1,000 members would be very much appreciated. So consider becoming a member. Okay, but do not become a member or send super chats or anything if you're not financially in a very good position. Okay, if you are not in a good situation, only like the stream. That's free. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you for being here, and bye. This was good, and thank you, Sarah. Thank you.